Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the Sundays Making Them Think podcast. We ask you guys for your forgiveness for our late start today. We arrived. Some of us have arrived a couple of late.
It's all my fault.
You just trying to nip it in the bud from what I was finna say. You knew I was finna come with some bullshit. But, yeah, somebody had to drive back from other places, so, you know, we ain't gonna even... Oh, guys. Okay. We're focused. We're here, and we are focused. We have, again, our guest host, Mr. Al Von Handley.
What up, though?
Oh, Mr. Sir. We have the queen, Miss Latoya Fears, in the building.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Lady. And we have another guest host today coming on board to put her input in on this awesome topic we're about to discuss today. Mrs. Donnie, how are you, lady?
Hey, I'm great.
And every time, Mr. Mark, how are you, King? What is going on?
Same old stuff, different toilet.
Man, I'm talking about it was a different toilet yesterday.
Oh, man, different kind of
Man,
toilet.
that boy was one out. That was a, what do they call it? A duvet? Bidet? When you flush your butt?
Bidet. Bidet.
That was a bidet yesterday, baby.
Yeah, it was a different kind of shit that I took.
What yesterday?
It was a gourmet shit.
I'm
that I
talking
took
about.
yesterday.
And hats off to
that's what it
you.
is.
You did that, King. That was awesome.
Lord,
I mean,
have mercy.
you did.
Somebody's phone is going crazy. And it's you, ain't it?
So I said, turn them down. Who, me?
I thought it was you.
Nah, see there, that's messy as hell. So, and guys, today's topic, y'all gonna love this one. It is, why is toxicity considered love? And I wanted to discuss this topic because I had a conversation at this current time. I don't know if people know, and I don't necessarily want to call it counseling because I'm not licensed like that. And every time I talk to couples, I make sure I make that disclaimer before they go somewhere legally and say I messed up their marriage.
Who are you to say?
That's right, exactly. So basically, just talking and. I didn't mean. Talking and. Is your volume down, Donnie? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I did it. I do it every time. You can wear that crown for today. You can wear that. You can wear that crown for today.
She said my bad.
I assist. Let's say that I assist couples with issues that they may have. I don't know why I've been blessed with this gift, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm able to. Couples want to come to me, talk, have discussions, discuss the issues in their relationship, and allow for my advice and apply some of the advice. So long story short, I'm had a couple that I'm working with now. The young man of the couple called me and was saying that he feels as if the young lady is not adhering to the advice that I'm giving them, basically because now when things happen in their relationship and she becomes upset, she no longer has that outraged energy, if you will. She's not cussing him and tearing his stuff up and, and first and foremost, I asked him what they fell out about was even worth that being her energy. Like I'm working with you guys. Like, what are you guys still falling out about that causes you to be to that degree that she, did something else? I mean, to the degree that would be her reaction. He says no, but what they are going through or what happened last night was basically something that she would have normally exploded about. You know what I'm saying? And he said her reaction now was just whatever. I'm not finna get at that energy. I'm not finna,
She tired.
And he's afraid that means she's exiting. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, which made me change the subject last minute. Al, I'm sorry. Change the subject last minute to being, why is toxicity? That's toxic. If the woman that you deal with or you feel that because she tears your stuff up or chases you down the street or comes after your car or, that really means she loves you. Right. They associate that with love. And I don't understand how that is mistaken for love. And then when a woman is quiet and not expressing her emotions like that, which can love you just as deeply as the woman who is outraged, why is it considered the woman who's calm and the one who's not just gonna go into all that? Why is that considered non-love? You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't care.
She don't care.
Yeah, exactly. So
Because
why
you just
is
said it? It's like because you do. She did that because she cared. It's like the woman who stays in an abusive relationship. You know, she deems being abused like he beats me up because he cares. He did it because I did something wrong, and he loves me, and he's punishing me for that.
and see that's
And what it is just like it is in that. I mean, I don't want to cross that line, but mental illness is real. I'll just say that, right? So you got to recognize mental illness for what it is on both sides of the board.
And that's what I'm saying.
I'll just say it like that because it's not toxicity. Just like a person is treating a person like that, it's mental illness. And you got to recognize a person for what they are at the end of the day.
So are you saying that the person who actually causes that reaction 9 times out of 10 has some shape, fashion, or form of mental illness,
Either
and
that,
the people who
it's like mental illness / what is it, narcissistic, you know what I mean? Either one of the two. If you're doing that purposely, then it's narcissistic. But if you're doing that involuntarily, if it's not like you have a mental
give me an
issue.
example of what you mean by involuntary, if you're doing it involuntarily.
I mean, if you don't realize what you're doing is wrong, or if you're doing it and if that's just the way that you are and you don't see that as wrong, you know what I mean, then you might have a mental illness. You feel like that's just the way to think, like it's cool for you to be that way. You might be a little bit touched if you're gonna if you treat somebody.
Could that also be attributed to that's all they know? Because if you have a situation
Well, that's
where
what's narcissism. I guess that's what be, or I guess we want to go on that generational curse lane.
Type
Like
thing.
that's just how
Reading the
you
word, okay.
know.
So
What you
but
feel about it, Al?
Here's the issue, though. You have, in my minimal experience of dating women, you have a certain type of woman that does not feel loved until you're giving her that level of toxicity.
And that's mental illness. Mental illness is real.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So do you?
You have to get to a point where you realize now that the danger in this situation is that she's already is putting her exit strategy together. She's looking at her paycheck. Okay, I got 4 more paychecks. I'm gonna be able to get my apartment together because there's something that he's doing with her that's providing for her. I never met this person, so I'm just using generalities. But she's on her way out, and he knows it.
So do you? So you're
all the
saying
time,
because no, right, and that's my thing. So do you feel that because she's at the calm and she's no longer reacting in that, I'm gonna just say toxic way, that she's exiting? That means that she's done and she's
I think
gone.
in your particular situation, I think that's what it is because she's up until that point, she's always carried on in a way that, screaming and hollering, hoopering, throwing stuff.
Right. Okay.
That was her
But this
way
is what I'm
of-
saying too. So is it not possible that this woman has actually, in the time that she's decided she is going to stay in her relationship, and that she's not going to give that energy anymore? Can that possibly be the case?
And that's
Because
kind of
it could
that's kind of what
possibly.
Lena Woodward just said in the comments. When a woman gets silenced, you're in trouble.
Trouble,
But
yeah.
the thing about it is, though, some women never voice up in the first place.
And that's it.
Women never speak
Never-
up.
yeah.
Right.
They remain silent
Yeah.
throughout the whole situation.
Right.
They never voice their opinion or voice their real or put the foot down, as they say. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and then sometimes those women are considered timid who don't. Oh, she timid. Oh, she that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a woman who doesn't have the time for the is either considered, oh, she just don't care no more. Oh, she timid or she weak. Yeah, it can't just simply be the fact that she's just not finna.
Or what if she corrected her back?
But see, here's the thing.
That's what I was saying
if
towards
you are,
Toya.
if
What
you
if
are,
she- yeah,
it's two
recognize
sides of it. Because if you are in a place where you are silent because you are observant of it and you don't want to tolerate it, then why are you even including yourself into the relationship? Why don't you why don't you end it?
Yeah.
Why are you still
Why are you
in this
still-
thing?
yeah.
Just tolerating it and being silent if you're smarter than that. And
So
you know
are you
what's going
saying
on.
that okay, so when you do react to the our way, that is a reason worth staying.
What I'm saying is if that like that position, I don't feel like it exists as far as knowing it and being observant of it and staying.
I don't think
silent.
that's attributed to the growth, because the real growth would be, I'm not going to sit here and tolerate it. Not only am I not going to react in the way you want me to react, I'm not going to sit here and tolerate it either. I'm out.
So again, if you sit there in that, is either mental illness or some type of you're in it because it's a crutch. You're like you.
I got you, but I want to clarify this though. In reference to this specific situation, I did ask him if the action that he, what they were arguing about, like, is this something that was an extreme? Like, have you messed up from the previous things that we've discussed? Have you go? He was like, no, it wasn't that. He was like, but this specific situation, like when we would have went back through this back in the day, she'd have clowned. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that would make her say, you know what, I'm just not going to deal with this anymore. I'm gone.
In this particular instance, did she see, like, in any kind of social media, an outbreak of what she went through before?
What do you mean?
So, one of the most stupidest things that got me to the point where I'm not ever going to raise my voice at a woman. I was downtown Detroit. I was in downtown LA or wherever. Mm-hmm. And I looked at, and someone showed me a video of me having an all-out argument.
Oh, okay.
In the middle of the street. And I'm thinking
you
in my head,
hated the way that looked.
I hated the way it looked. So at this point, day one, while we're still in the romantic phase, I look over at my love interest and say, listen, I don't yell, I don't scream, I sure as hell am never going to lay hands on you. Mm-hmm. But if you ever hear me say, I would suggest that you not do that, stomp your brakes, don't say another fucking word, because the next thing that comes out your mouth, you're going to be 100% accountable to. And at that point, I'm not arguing with you. That ceases all toxicity, because at that point, when you decide to do whatever you decide to do, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, because you made the decision after my warning.
You can come back into my life, because if I allow you back, then I got to continue allowing you back.
Your behavior.
This is the part we wish that y'all would just like be quiet. And it's not out of disrespect, but sometimes y'all just need to close your mouth.
And okay, so when you say we need to just close our mouths, are you saying
there's three women here, though, right?
I do. I know.
Right.
I know.
And no, but this is what I'm
saying.
saying.
3 black women. You said
I know that.
And, but you know what?
That's inadvertently what you just said. You just gave them an example of why they need to close their mouth sometimes.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing.
Disrespect.
But you have to play this card when it comes to a man, though. A man will do exactly what it is that he wants. Well, I don't want to say. Well, yeah, wanted to do, and then when it's time to pay that price from her, now shut up. I mean, it's okay for him to
say that like that's a problem, though.
It's not about paying the price from her. Listen, it's not about paying the price from her. See, that's the thing. I feel like that's a selfish mentality, right? It's not, because I don't give a damn about the ridicule or the consequences of you per se. I'm thinking about both of us and how it's making both of us look in the sense of out in public. You making both of us look like a dumbass by running your mouth.
No,
like stop right now.
No,
let's talk about this at home.
I got
at least.
it. No,
sometimes it's just about closing your mouth and let's do this somewhere else, as opposed to you just closing your mouth because I want to shut your point down. That's not it all the time.
I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example of what I'm saying. Younger, my children's dad, we had an argument, and his brother decides that he wanted to ask me, why did I always feel that I needed to wait till everybody was around to clown, then don't get me wrong,
to come out of pocket.
But stay with me. Depending on where we were or when I found out, in that time and action is when I'm getting ready to address this matter. So my answer to him was, well, did you ask him while he was doing what he did that caused me to find out? Whenever I found out, was he ready to pay those consequences at that time? That's what I was looking for at that time. And this is the thing about that. I said, well, he thought it was cool to look good and show off in front of y'all. So now he not man enough to stand here and look like a fool for him being me finding out about what he thought looked cool in front of y'all. We're both going to tit for tat that.
Just for the record.
But wait a minute. This was the thing.
You tit for tatted it.
Exactly.
Just for the record.
Exactly.
But that makes it right, though?
Yeah.
You need a 3-foot ladder to get 6 feet up off the ground. Just
this is what I'm saying. But this was this is what I'm saying
about
it.
But the thing about it is, when you open that door and you're not ready for for what comes after that, don't blame him, because you could have handled it otherwise. You chose to do it publicly.
And that was the flip on him. You chose to do this publicly. Now I find out in public, and then you expect me to maintain the calmness.
So you want
Because-
to
So you added the X factor.
embarrass
of-
me,
You don't
but
want to
then
be
respect
aggressive.
you. That's
you,
it.
You added
But
the
you
X
didn't give
factor.
me the
Of,
same grace. You didn't.
You didn't get
same grace.
Thank you.
And so
I
that you
understand.
That
Another
is
man
it.
in here. That's all I'm saying.
That is it.
You
There's
can.
too
You
much
have control
testosterone.
over you. You made the decision to do what you wanted to do.
Not
Now you
testosterone,
want
too
to
much
control how
estrogen.
I respond to you, and you don't get to do both.
That
You don't get to do both.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, so it goes back to the point now of the woman again playing that certain role. Well, she's not acting this way, so she must mean something.
Now, just
Or-
speaking to Mark's point, though, you know, at when he makes the point of sometimes women just need to know when to. Now, there are times when you are having that back and forth. I'm not going to even say you are arguing. You're having a back and forth, and it might be a situation where he doesn't want to have that back and forth at this moment. Like, listen, let's talk about this another
and
time.
you and
What
you don't
gives
care.
You have that woman
Right.
that keeps.
But see, listen,
There's
listen.
some women
You
that
created
get off of
you
that.
created a narrative where the disrespect was public, right? We're not talking about a public disrespect. We're talking about period. You created a narrative where what you say is correct, is what I'm saying. We're talking about just sometimes, and that doesn't apply all of the time. Sometimes y'all can just have animosity for something from the past, and then now we in the public, like how your person said, oh, it's like you just choose to act out in front of people. It's like, yeah, sometimes y'all do that just because y'all want to publicly, and that's all we saying. Like, sometimes it's not about that. You want to handle it the right way, then handle it the right way. Don't do that. And again, don't add the element that makes it equal on your saying to say, oh, if you disrespecting me publicly, I'm not talking about.
And see, but you can't dodge that.
Listen,
no, you
listen,
can't do
I
that.
can't. Listen, stop.
can't.
That's your problem. Listen, you can because
No,
y'all do
you
that.
cannot.
Listen, it's because y'all don't do it all the time when it's public disrespect. Y'all don't eat that. That's what I'm saying. You're adding an X factor that makes your narrative correct. But
And you're trying to take it away to make yours correct.
No,
You
I'm
cannot
not.
do that.
I think you're both of you are speaking in two different situations.
What I'm saying,
He's
what
not saying that
I'm saying
it's
is
at a
women
point where he was being
do
disrespectful
that
out
in
public and you
situations
brought
where
it
it's
to
not
his
public
attention.
disrespect. The public disrespect
Right.
is not a factor.
It's
Is
just
what
y'all
I'm
just
saying.
having a disagreement.
And sometimes
that's
women
just-
Oh, now
It
see, that's different. That's just a regular disagreement. No, but what I'm saying is when Mark said, "Oh, now wait, we want to talk about this." No, I was regarding that as to when I found out about, because that's different but the same. Just because we're having a disagreement at the time, yeah, I don't have to become abrupt. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, what are we having this disagreement about?
Right, and I think he's not talking about in your situation is a totally different situation from what he's trying to make an example of.
Listen, here's the thing. I'm gonna show you how you correct or where you correct. If you have a man and he's cheating on you, married, right, and he's cheating on you out in public, he got somebody out on the date, and you see him out in public, you're not wrong for checking him out in public. He's disrespecting you, so
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with you, but what I'm saying is there's sometimes where a woman will want to put a dude on blast in public when it's not necessary.
Oh
That's
no,
what I'm
no,
saying.
that now that
And
I
all
agree.
do
Yeah,
is
no,
shut
I
the hell
agree
up.
with that. No,
And
yeah.
sometimes you just need to just
Yeah.
chill out
And then the
because
thing
you can
about
let your
it-
emotions get take you over.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
then see the thing about that goes back to what we're saying though too. Though you allowed your emotions to take you over, so you care. But now if I find out about it and I just don't emotion it at all, I don't care. I mean, you see what I'm saying? It could still be to the point where I'm just not going to do that anymore. And then the thing about it, like you said, and when you said
Yeah.
outside, like some people feel like, oh, the woman is ready to exit. You see what I'm saying? Now, a woman can maintain that same relationship and for her own self-inner growth. I'm not.
But
You
you-
see what
but
I'm
you know
saying?
what-
I
but you
love
know
him.
what?
I'm going to stay
I
here.
feel like
I'm
this,
not going to be
I
that
feel like this-
Now,
expressionist.
is she not in the situation that you brought up? Did she not address it at all, or she just didn't address it in the way that she normally addresses it?
That's it. She just didn't address it the way she normally
Now,
addresses
I feel
it.
like how
then that's
when Al brought up the point of her having an exit or building an exit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the sensible woman who observes the problem and doesn't have the mental
And
issue
plans for the exit.
and plans
Yeah.
for the exit,
Yeah,
right?
I
That-
agree.
So
I
in that
agree.
regard, yeah, you need to be careful when a woman is silent. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
she might be planning the exit, but
Mm-hmm.
other times it's like they just docile. And they're just gonna deal with it. And they're coming up with an excuse in their head on why this consequence is
sense.
necessary.
And then I'm gonna take
for
it
me.
one deeper too. Do you guys also think that maybe when a woman is silent is that she's doing her thing now?
Oh yeah.
Well, the
You
thing
see what
you
I'm
shared
saying?
with me too, though, you said that she's open to counseling, so that
Yeah.
that makes me think that she might not be planning that out. She's still in it. So
Yeah.
maybe she did say
That's called just playing the role, though.
no,
No,
Al,
you
let's
wouldn't.
be
You just go.
optimistic. Yeah.
You would just
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
I-
because
'cause
you're
I
playing.
did.
What are you
I
playing the
did.
role for?
I sat down with the pastor one time, but I knew I wasn't. It didn't matter what
How
the
about
pastor
that?
said.
I'm an exit.
Because I had already left. Because women do that. You
Yeah,
know,
we leave first.
You
Yeah,
already-
we just
Mentally,
I'm
yeah.
Mentally,
yeah.
we leave first. Yeah.
But maybe that wasn't it. Maybe she figured that her responses were erratic and
That's what I was saying.
Because
So
she
it
still
could
wanna
have
work
been
on
just a self check for herself.
It could have been.
But the way that it's viewed by from men, and then either some women, because Mark just said it, like when a man go upside a woman's head, he love you.
right. That don't
That's
make sense.
toxicity.
that's not an
Why
excuse.
is that mistaken for love?
Because it's mental
No, I
illness.
agree. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
mental
That's what I'm
illness.
saying. That is not love. And people. So if you are the type of person who just doesn't, I mean, you've elevated higher. Your frequencies are higher, and da 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 da. You've developed yourself to operate on a different level. I could love your dirty jaws, but then again, I could love myself more. That I'm not going to do all that to me.
That part.
You know that I'm
That
not going to
part.
do all that to
That
me.
part.
I'm not finna rip rap rah.
But women
part.
generally fall and lose themselves in relationships. I would say 80 to 90%
Yeah,
of the time.
yeah, they do.
You
They
said
do.
fall and lose themselves.
Lose themselves
In relationships,
into
yeah,
their relationship.
and that's what actually sometimes causes them to maintain and stay in relationships that aren't good for them because they done pretty much lost themselves. Once you lose yourself, then because to identify with yourself and know who you are as far as self, there's some things you're just not going to do to yourself. You see what I'm saying? But for
But I
you,
think
some
it
people-
also with in those relationships, men help foster that. To me, in my opinion, like
Oh,
if
absolutely.
you're continuing to take her back after she tear up your stuff and took your windows out and y'all not speaking for a couple days, but soon as she come over and she ready to
Block her
you
and
good,
everything.
right. It's
Some
like
men-
y'all
some
back
men
to
like
like
crazy.
nothing ever.
no,
happened.
that's what
They
I'm
do. Some
saying.
men do
And
like
Yeah,
crazy.
and
Okay,
so-
wait. Everybody knows the best pussy's the craziest pussy. That's just a known fact.
It's only
Is it
one
Mark?
person to
That's just a
co-sign
known
with you
fact.
in here, and I
The
agree.
best
You do?
pussy
You-
is
Is
It's
crazy.
crazy. There's something. It's
Is
like,
it
Oh, that
because
must
is
be
it?
chopped liver then.
no,
I
so,
don't-
no. Listen, wait, don't
just
say that.
telling you.
Don't say that. Don't say that. That doesn't say. That's not making a blanket statement to say all crazy pussy is good or all non-crazy pussy ain't good.
Right.
That's not making a blanket statement.
What's crazy?
Give an example.
mental
Yeah.
illness?
Mental illness.
Go to that.
He is on that mental illness today.
The ADSM book.
Give us an example. What's
I
crazy?
mean, so she's taking narcotic to deal with her crazy.
How about this? Overly ratchet, like the ratchet mentality. Sometimes it's not the actions, but the ratchet mind. Sometimes. It's,
So are we
Crazy.
saying that
We'll
the
say
men are attracted
No,
to?
no.
Stop.
Hear me.
Because
hear me.
no,
No, y'all didn't even let me finish
you-
it.
you ain't going down the right street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
already
right,
you ain't
but
going
wait, but this
no,
is what
we
I'm
just
saying.
know that it's good pussy. Are
gonna
you-
let- yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
like to say.
saying.
That's just like to say that the theory that y'all say. They say, okay, what do y'all say about men?
All men ain't us.
No, stop.
Okay.
All men with big feet got big straps, right? That's just to say that. Oh, you so now you attracted to men with big feet? That's what you asking me. That's like, see how dumb that sound? That you just attracted
There
to
are
men
some
with
women
big
that
feet
love
because
their
Yeah.
feet though.
Okay, but see that, but it's dumb as shit, ain't it? See what I'm saying?
And I know, wait a
And
minute,
they
but I
done
have
as
to
mental
attest
illness.
to
We
that.
love that line.
I have only
Pick a number.
dated one guy who had big feet, and he did fit the stereotype.
Okay, but
He
still,
did.
okay. So, but now,
I'm just
so now to
clarifying.
say that you're attracted to guys merely because they
They
got
have
big
big feet,
feet,
yeah.
fuck they mind what they look. You look
Yeah,
like a
but
big
wait,
dumbass
but this
feet.
is what I'm saying. If you don't let me get this statement out,
I'm letting you go.
You know she's about to forget if we keep it going. Right?
you know, and I'm sipping.
Go ahead.
So, but what I'm saying is, like, I'm not okay, different but the same. Ratchetness to me is a mindset.
It is.
Right, big feet on a man is not a mindset.
So stop trying to equate it.
Didn't I just say you finna let me get
Go
this
ahead.
out?
Go ahead.
Now say one more thing.
One more thing.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, I feel like ratchetness is a mindset, right? And so when you see a woman who's ratchet, and you know that 9 times out of 10 that comes along with, probably you're gonna have.
We're gonna weigh out. What,
Are you attracted to the ratchet mindset?
No, that's what I'm saying. So if we're asking me the same, I just said this. So if you know that a man with big feet comes with big dick, are you attracted to a man with big feet?
No.
Okay,
Because
then.
that's not a mindset.
It doesn't matter. It's the same
Let-
thing.
let
It's
me-
a
let me go
superficial
back to my
quality. It's a
point.
superficial quality that don't mean shit. I don't care about the difference in the characteristic or the category of the characteristic. It's some superficial shit that don't mean nothing in the grand scheme of what I need in a person. I'm not attracted to nobody because she got a ratchet mind. The pussy, every woman got a pussy. Just because she crazy, guess what? Because what did I just say? It's not a blanket statement. Every crazy woman don't have good pussy.
Okay.
So I'm not attracted to no crazy
Look
woman.
at him. So you beg to differ?
disagree.
See, this is a different type of nigga. He's a crazy nigga. I'm not a crazy nigga.
Well,
So all I'm saying is this. Let me
no
let me
argument
clarify.
Uh-huh.
All I'm saying is this. You go into this woman's medicine cabinet, and she got some psychotropic drugs. We know that coochie is good. That's all I'm saying.
Why? Where's the
I
where's the
don't agree
correlation?
with that. I don't agree
Where's
with
the
that.
correlation? Like,
Yeah,
why?
like,
I don't
like,
agree with
what
that.
is-
That's making a blanket statement to say
I'm a-
all women that got dope in the damn medicine closet got
I'm
good
just
pussy.
saying.
That's a fail, bro. You
Oh,
go,
I'm just, you can check it out.
that's a failure.
Okay,
How-
look.
how do you check that out?
You simply look. If you in it, well, you wouldn't be able to. But if there are any men out there and you know you're dealing with a crazy woman, go in her medicine cabinet, call in, let us read it out. Yeah, she will have some of those psychotropic drugs. I guarantee you. Like,
No.
so you're saying that a woman with who just has
It's not about the drugs.
so you have
Well,
sex
she
with
has-
a woman for the,
she has medication to help her in her craziness. Mm-hmm. Once that is in place,
so once the
But
medication
what about the
goes
woman
into
that's
the body,
crazy
it
that
turns the
don't
coochie into
own
good
medication?
right.
That ain't on
They don't
medication.
have
That need
Well, they
medication.
that
Well,
need
they self-
medication.
Oh, but
They
see, you proving his
self-medicating.
point.
That need
You proving his
medication.
point.
No,
No,
it's
you
not.
still got an issue.
But what I'm saying is, if the medicine in the closet don't equate to good pussy, no different than the craziness in the mind.
That
don't.
part, Mark.
Okay.
The fuck you mean? Like you can't
just
make
telling
no
you.
blanket statement to say every woman that got medicine in the closet. No, that's not no.
Baby, can I do this? You can't do
Mm-hmm. So,
it to me,
Mark,
but you can
and-
do it to my third personality. All right, let's go.
He said my third. Why? Why? You know what? Why?
just saying.
So maybe it's another whole personality you having sex with.
Yeah, absolutely. You have these conversations. You're like, look,
It
so,
ain't the personality that make the good pussy. It's the body that makes it. There ain't nothing about the. Okay,
First of
man,
all,
let's
we-
go.
oh,
Wait,
oh,
when
oh,
you
oh,
say
oh,
I need to
William,
hear. No, you can't
do that.
expound on that.
It
What?
ain't-
Because we're
First of
trying to
all,
figure out why toxicity is considered
I
love.
dated skinny. I dated
it's
fat.
a
not the body.
connection sometimes with the personality and the climate of the vagina, but it's nothing about it's just no blanket statement that you can make. It's really subjective. You have to it's the individual. That's all I'm gonna say. You
So the
make no
connection
blanket
that you
statement.
have with the person,
Oh,
basically.
it's not even a connection sometimes. It's just the person.
So,
It ain't
Mark,
even
how
about-
many crazy chicks you done dealt with?
enough to know.
Enough to know it was quality.
Because here's the thing. You don't know that they crazy a lot of times. You don't deal with a chick. Well, he may argue with me, right? But because I may identify that a chick is crazy, that's not gonna make me want her.
Right.
You get into the situation and you find out the crazy, and it's just like, oh shit, see, and that's why I'm in the situation. You good ass pussy, you crazy and shit. So that's what it is. It's not like you go after the crazy because it's the good pussy. That now you're making us like. Now you turning us into dogs and like all we after is the good pussy. Like that's not it. So don't say that. Like
But see, it's good,
now
but it
you-
ain't
no, you-
quality though. It's good, but it's not quality. It's just good. If that makes sense.
Right. She at the bus stop.
well, when he say, well, if I can expound,
Please.
good but not quality means the total
The
package.
total package.
That part of it is good, but it's not. You're not a quality person. That one you have one good.
Oh, so I
component.
thought you were just saying about.
You have one good component, but you're not a quality woman. That's not somebody that I
So
keep.
is that how you were
No, that's
saying
exactly
it, or
it.
you were
Yeah,
saying okay? Because I
this-
thought you were saying
if
like
we
this
was at a
is
barber
good
shop,
coochie, it
every
ain't
man
qual-
in here would be like, "Yeah, that's right. I know." Then they'd think back about the good. It was good, but I can't take her around my people.
Yeah.
She'd lose her mind because she crazy.
So hell no, I'm not attracted to that. I don't want that. It's just like the Fast and Furious, right? The movie, right? We everybody that's a top selling movie. Why? It's just about fast cars. Everybody like to watch fast. That don't mean that I want to drive my fucking car like that.
Unless you're on 7 Mile and Van Dyke, and then you're gonna have to cross that street with that funky little light.
He said with that funky little light. I probably, you know
That light
what?
is dangerous, boy.
Terrible.
So
He ain't lying.
and this is the thing, but and y'all probably finna lose me here or whatever, the men or what
go,
have you.
let's go.
So the
Let's go.
reputation that men have for being dogs, what is that associated with?
it's associated with your belief that all we want is pussy. You see how you change the
No,
narrative?
that's what I'm saying. But where does that come from overall? Because that's
Yeah,
the
you know
average
what? I
mindset
actually
about
do
for the
believe that
average
every man is
woman.
a dog.
That's the average mindset. So that's not something like personable. It's something men have done
But guess
collectively
what? Let me tell you something.
that has
let me,
this
let
mind.
me tell you something though. Some men are dogs, right? And sometimes
Would
it's,
you say the percentage is higher that more there are than
I
not?
would say every man is a dog.
That's the average mindset. So that's not
what is
something
up with your phone, woman? Like,
We're about to put you in the car. Go sit in the car.
Y'all gonna leave
Cancel.
Donnie alone. Look, next
Okay.
So I believe that every man is a
has-
dog. But see, here's the
has
thing:
has-
you have Chihuahuas, small dogs, and you can have Rottweilers, big dogs,
but still dogs.
but still a dog.
Right.
So you got that Chihuahua that will, while you and I are walking down the street, will look at that girl and look at her booty as she passes real quick and through the mirror. Then you got somebody that's a Rottweiler that while you turn your back, he'll go get her number. Like, let me just drop you. Big dog.
Yeah.
But every man is a dog. Now the thing is, as women, do you have a well-trained dog? I can leave him in my car. He ain't got shit anywhere. Or do you have a poorly trained dog that you ain't paying no attention to? Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take the car that you left me in. I'm gonna go pick up a solar girl from work, bring her over to the house and smash, and pick you up 2 hours later.
Wait. Can I remix that though? Because you just made us all look bad.
That-
And as opposed to,
And you just proved my point.
wait. No. Let me
just
clean
proved
that
my
up.
I know I agreed with your
Let
point.
me clean that up a little bit. Though,
I
'cause
agree
what
with
it
that. I
is,
think
as
all men
opposed
are
to
dogs.
As opposed to trained and poorly trained, how about a faithful and not faithful? Because like the dog is a man. I'm not talking about a male. The human's best friend. Okay. Just so a dog is just as faithful to his woman master as he is to him. Right. So how about we're just faithful or unfaithful as opposed to
there's
trained
levels
and untrained.
of faithfulness, I guess.
Ooh, speak on
There
it
we
now.
There
Let's
we
go.
There we go.
Let's go. Drop that bomb.
There we go.
faithfulness.
Levels of
Some
faithfulness.
dogs are faithful, right? And some dogs just roam the streets and do what the fuck they want. They don't obey to no commands. They don't respect
And
no
there's
authority.
somebody to say you don't own me. You don't own me.
Some dogs is like, this is my. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And some dogs is, I'm for the streets. You let me off this leash. You let me off this leash, boy.
And I'm outta here.
I'm jumping the
And I'm
fence.
out of here. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so some is just faithful and some not, right? So that's how you. It's not trained because trained mean I'm doing what you tell me to do. Some of them have it. It's just in their heart. It's just how they are, how they wired to be. Like German shepherds, like they just a German shepherd versus some pit bulls and shit. You just can't trust some pit bulls. No matter how much you train them, they let spaz out on you. And but a German shepherd, that motherfucker gonna be. So it's about the dog that you pick.
There you go. There you go.
You got to know the breed of dog that you dealing with.
That's true.
And the breed of dog that you like
That you
for
like.
your accompaniment.
Labradors, golden retrievers, you know what I'm saying, German shepherds. You want a house dog and shit. You don't want one of them dogs for the street. Unless,
Yeah.
like, but see, now guess what though? That's the reason why some women don't be called a bitch.
But no.
Because some women are dogs too. So now we got women pit bulls.
Yeah, you got
and
girl
women,
dogs.
Women German shepherds.
You got
so now,
girl dogs.
So you come on now.
Yeah. And this is the thing about that.
So you might be a German shepherd. You a loyal ass, faithful ass Labrador Retriever police loyal dog.
But that, I think that there is some
the
truth though.
expression on the words.
There's some truth in the fact that you do have to train that dog though. You do have to train that dog.
You do.
There's an
you do,
when
Mark.
you are dating.
And Mark just doesn't agree with the word train. Is that what it
because-
is?
have to train that
no,
dog.
because the thing again is, but see, the training comes from what I mean.
You can't even
why-
use your original word on that.
No.
It's
Why
train.
I don't like the training is because I feel like the training it puts it in a narrative of that individual training that dog to be what they wanted to be, as opposed to that dog just being trained, raised right.
Or what about training a dog because you know what the dog can be?
Ooh, I like that.
Not so much of what I want it to be, but I know what this dog can be.
How about this? Because my only dog that I had was an albino German Shepherd, and she came to me. She was just a stray dog off the street. She came. And I just thought that she was pretty as fuck. I never seen no all white German Shepherd, so I started feeding her and shit. You know what I mean? So she stayed around and shit, and she started acting like she was my dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So after a while and shit, like I bought her a chain of dog. I mean, she fucking around, got pregnant, had puppies and shit and all that. So it's like some dogs are wired to be that way. They don't have to be trained. You know what I mean?
Right.
To be faithful
Okay,
to
so
that
I see what
person.
Some are wired to they want to have an owner versus
And
some.
sometimes you find the right person, right? That's, you know what I mean. So it's subjective. You can't just say, you know, because some wild ass pit bulls will find another wild ass pit bull. That's a match made in heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
Crazy attracting crazy.
So it's subjective. It's about
Which
the
kind of go
individual.
back to, you know, the point of what I'm saying, like, and then I guess it would really be considered what you would consider toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because,
well, sure.
like, because you can have, like, a girl pull up outside and she done found, or you stood her up last night and she done pulled up, she hot, and he go back in to the, with the, that girl crazy, dog. She love me.
She loved me.
I mean,
exactly.
what the? I mean, you see what I'm saying? And they will
Because-
But- and
literally associate
And that's
that
how
with
this whole
love.
conversation started, though, because we were trying to say what makes it tolerable.
Yeah.
And that's how we got into that whole conversation of because this, because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Exactly.
then let's talk about, like, everything ain't for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So somebody may see that characteristic or that thing that they do as crazy, while somebody may see it as like, oh, like you say, oh, they love me. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's about the person that you with and how they see it. Like it ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody.
So do you feel personally, you yourself, feel that if a woman goes to an extreme when you make her upset that she loves you,
I
that's
feel
why
like-
she's acting like that?
I feel like I'm a real special individual, and I'm able to listen. I'm able to step
You know we
outside
are
of myself.
live, right? You like,
I'm able to step outside of myself, and I don't use my own definition for other people's actions. I mean, I'm able to see you for you and try to understand why you did that. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to my own definition and interpreting why. So when somebody does something like, I can identify when somebody does something like, oh yeah, she did that crazy shit because she liked me, versus, oh, she's got a fucking mental problem. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm good at being able to identify that in people and then separate that from myself.
But a
when
woman
necessary.
who would do something that is crazy, you know, versus a woman who just has a mental issue, but whatever caused her to react in the craziness had to be mental. Do you see what I'm saying?
There's another aspect of this though, and we need to address it. There's men out here that can treat a woman in such a way in comparison to how other men have treated her that when it's time for him to go, ain't no way in hell that's going to happen peaceably.
Okay, yeah, I can see
Because
that.
motherfuckers is used to hot dogs, you give them steak and you try to take it away.
They just lose it. They like, okay, you know, I mean,
To me, I think that's more indication of a mental illness. Because if you
On whose part?
that's
Both of them?
Well, it not more, but it is an indication of a mental illness.
because
You know
if you
what
don't know how to break, if you
If
don't
you
know how
so
to tell the difference
attached-
between your reality, right, and
Because I was
what's
have a
going on
question
in your
for that
mind, like,
afterwards.
that's you having a mental break.
Yeah.
There's a mental break.
Yeah,
You're
you're
not
right.
thinking
And-
rationally.
And when you said, like, when you treat a woman like this and you die, so I'm assuming that would only be under an initial understanding of what this actually is.
no.
Oh, well, then that's how you would confuse her.
Well, because again, you're talking about, and I didn't say every man. I'm talking about a man who really knows. Like, for example, let's talk about this young lady we dated for a long time, and she never got treated like what I consider like what she deserved. So when it was over, and it's been over for a long time, she called me late last night, and I had to be very abrupt with her. Like, look, deuces, right? But she's never had the kind of treatment. She's never been treated in that fashion. She's never been truly given the opportunity to be loved. And now when she lost it, because that's the other side, not your relationship, but I'm saying the toxicity.
No. I'm
of it.
saying, yeah.
You know, you have the toxicity of it, because now, in order for her to get any kind of reaction, it's going to be toxic, because I want nothing to do with her.
Right. And
So
see,
then
what
is
I'm
she well in her right to
that's what I mean.
respond the way that she's
Right,
responding?
because what was the clarification for? Now, if you guys actually had it clear, flat out on the map, this is this and da 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 da, and now it's time for me.
I mean-
you know, at any given time, I can do what I want to do because we've already discussed this. It's been clarified. We both understand it.
Right.
Now, if that's the case, and she leaves, and I agree, Soup, that That's a mental thing for her. But if you actually dated this woman, treated her like that in that aspect, under this woman's impressions that you guys are doing something, and then you just say she loses it, then her losing that love that she thought, that she was having, yeah, she may have a reaction to that because it wasn't,
But then
So
we're
then at
talking
that
about
point,
the
is it called
toxicity.
toxic, or is it just called a woman scorn and
But isn't
I
a
don't
woman
think it's,
scoring
I don't
toxic?
think
And
it's
her
any
reaction.
of it. I mean, if it could be anything, right? It could be anything that we never had and we finally got a hold to, and then somebody comes and takes it, or it breaks, or whatever. We're going to be upset, right?
right?
So were you
Well,
saying
what level of
the
upset-
reaction
right?
is
What degree
considered
of
toxic?
upset becomes okay?
Right, but
Toxic.
then that's all
She just being
subjective.
crazy.
Yeah, that's all subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she pulling up, I would say that's toxic.
Yeah.
If she calling your job, that's toxic.
Ooh, baby, because the
Yeah.
ones that, especially the ones who, and then the thing about it, and it depends on the woman's, which was kind of like what I was saying earlier with Mark, when now I react, I gotta choose a place and time to react based on what you did. So I gotta be humble. Like, wait till we get home. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm-
that don't work with me.
Okay,
You don't
and-
get to control both sides.
And what I'm saying is like, and then for like that, the different level of emotions considered toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when because you got women who will actually go after you to the point where they are completely trying to destroy
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Every secret you ever told her,
Yep.
she calling the job. He smoked weed.
It's all on the internet.
It's a, oh my goodness, she didn't call you. And then the thing about it, acting
Following you.
on those emotions at that immediate time, you haven't even given yourself a time to let me talk to me. You see what I'm saying? I was having a conversation with my friend last night in the car, and we were saying how I have always made the best decisions and ended up with the best results in my life when I talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Not that outside advice, not that. And when people
When you
mention
considered
your
yourself.
inner man, yeah. When I talk to
Because-
her,
yeah.
I make the best decisions.
Yeah, because sometimes you even learn it just being delayed in your response.
That's what
Because
I'm saying.
Things will change. Your mind or your feelings will change, or your approach about it will change.
Yeah.
And you be like, I'm glad I didn't.
I
react.
thought about that's it.
That's
it. And that's what I'm saying. So the reaction of it is what considers, I guess, the reaction, the level of reaction, when you react, and how is considered whether or not it's toxic, I'm assuming. But do you still call that toxic when you're actually kind of like when the courts will release somebody for being temporarily insane when they did something? You see what I'm saying? So do you really consider her a toxic person, or was this just something that for a moment and the immediate act, and then especially depending on the degree of whatever the situation is? You walk in, there's a woman in your bed with your husband.
Child.
So it is. It's level.
It's a level. That's
It
what
is.
I'm saying.
yeah.
You
Sound
know,
like that would be a problem.
Listen,
you
that
have
was
Al. Give me.
Throw some.
that's what you call seeing red. Like
That's it.
You step outside of yourself for a minute because you
Yeah.
you so overcome with anger. You just
And
you
it's
know,
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. You see what I'm saying? But then
it better be.
it's
okay.
Because what
It ain't
else?
like we got a choice. huh?
That's it. Because what else can it be? But at the end of the day, that same man will go and tell a story about why it wouldn't work. She was crazy. Let me tell you what happened.
But not what they did to
Right.
make me crazy.
She crazy.
What snap? What broke the camera?
There's a whole show called Snap. I mean,
It is
It is,
very
yeah.
much so, and then the whole thing again. That responsibility is completely on the woman.
Oh my God.
It is. No, I'm saying she crazy. But which woman would be in her right mind?
at
You
this
have
And
to
then
expect
you have to-
something. You have
you
to
gotta
expect
ask
something.
yourself,
Or-
is toxicity a bad thing? I mean, if we're willing to live on this level of toxicity, to have this type of relationship, is it a bad thing?
But why have a relationship with a person who makes you become that person? That's toxic.
That's why I said once you realize that shit, it's something wrong with you if you stay. Like,
That's
you're
what I
probably
mean.
gonna
Yeah.
leave
Yeah.
If you realize
We're
something
going
is
back
wrong.
to
Like, how
mental
long?
illness.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
so
because you're right. You're right. When you aware and you stay, it got to be some kind
definition
of
of
mental
insanity
illness.
is
Yeah,
doing the same thing
it
over
got
and
to.
over.
and expecting
And
a different
expecting
result.
different results.
Exactly.
Well, and it may not always be mental illness. It could just be a state of dependency. You might be in a
Which
situation
led me to my
where
point. She
you
was
are
planning an exit
dependent.
plan. She was getting her exit plan.
Yeah. So that leads to that. If it's a state of dependency, and then she knows and realizes, and she's not mentally ill enough to stay in it, then she's probably
gonna stay to make her move.
She's probably planning an exit strategy.
Very much so.
But some women don't know what that plan looks like. They don't know that there is
because they've been so dependent.
But they got to jump out there. You got to jump out there because.
So what would you tell that woman? What would you tell that woman that
she
is
just said
dependent?
it. Jump out there.
You got to jump out there. You got to start somewhere.
I mean, I knew a woman who was not allowed to drive.
See,
her ex did not allow her to drive.
What is this?
Wait, when you say
I told y'all this story.
Allowed.
Listen. I told y'all this story. I told you about the lady that was from here. I mean, she still stays here. She's from the East Coast. Got it to her husband on a Friday. She called the police, and he got sent to jail for the weekend. Now, she's from the East Coast. No family here in Michigan. No driver's license. She got kids. No driver's license. She doesn't work. Okay? No credit cards. Doesn't work. No money. Right? No driver's license. I keep emphasizing on that because he's gone for the weekend. Now, she's reaching out to social media because she can't even feed the kids. She don't know where to go. Ain't got no transportation to get, though. She can't even go to McDonald's if it's 2 miles away.
Which is why some women avoid getting authorities involved because they're like, okay, if he go to jail, what am I gonna do?
Bam.
But
and that's the reason why some men set it up like that. You know what I mean? And make their women depend. Make their women depend on them to the point where you can't do nothing if I'm not around.
Matter of fact, a month ago I picked up don't judge me. I picked up a handbook on how to pimp and started reading it. And so, literally. That was one of the things that you do.
That's the show.
You get her to the point.
And that's it.
That is it. And all right, guys, join us next Sunday.
And he's telling the truth.
Yes, he is. That's why we gonna go ahead.
I tried to take it from him. I want to read it.
Right.
Just saying.
We all finna go get this book in a minute.
We finna go get this book.
What is the name of that book?
Why would you put that up there? You get on my nerves.
You said you was about
to end the show.
No, it was Fillmore Slim. It was actually.
Who is this and where you calling from?
This is Brother Julius, man. I'm calling it from
Maryland.
How y'all
King,
doing?
how are you?
Hey there.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm all right, y'all.
We
How
ready.
Y'all feeling?
We feeling. We ready.
What you got to say
put it
about
on
the topic,
wood,
bro?
Julius. Put it on the wood.
First off, I'm laughing at Al, man. You out here reading pimp books, man. That's what you doing, sir?
It's a good book.
It's a good book, huh?
Hey, Julius,
He got
as long
4
as
of
you
them.
have been watching since Al has
Listen,
been
man,
on,
every
you know
time when he says something, you just got to be ready for some type of shock value like this nigga has.
He said you got to be ready for a shock
Dine that
value. Oh, my goodness. Yes, you
But,
do.
you know, that's Al. He's good folk, though. How you feeling, though, sir? How you doing?
God is good, still in control, despite all the dumb mistakes I make, brother.
All right, Simpson. All right. Keep on going. Keep on going. Now, look,
Now,
let's
if you
put this on
see
the
7
table.
Mile start to get hot, just know the book worked.
I don't know nothing about that. I'm gonna stay out the word. I'm gonna stay out the way. Let's get down to this topic, though, man. Toxicity is this term that came out from one of our leaders, Obama. He said it. Men are toxic. How? How am I toxic when I go out here and work to make sure that my mama is being taken care of if she needs me? How am I toxic to make sure if I go out there to make all this fucking bread come right back to my girlfriend so she can pay the bill, even though I got some type of felony on my head? How am I toxic if I'm out here trying to make something of myself from coming out of the prison, going into the educational system, then coming out with a doctorate degree? How am I toxic?
You want me to tell you
I
why?
can't be.
I can answer the question hypothetically. You're toxic, right, to the system and what it was created to do.
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your man.
You're cancerous to the system, and what we created this system to kill you, and for you to not survive, and for you to survive is toxic to our system.
Yeah, man, we're gonna make you appear
And
that
to the
way.
women that we want to create.
So we're gonna
for
use
that
reverse
system.
psychology and say that, you know what I mean. Go ahead, Julie.
that's crazy. That's crazy. But yet and still, y'all want to put this notation out to all my women saying that if I go to her garden and give her the right seed, she's not going to bring out the right fruits that we all need to survive on. You're going to bring that to my woman. That
All right,
don't,
Julie,
that
so I'm
don't
gonna
add
use
up.
that.
Right,
I'm
okay,
gonna use
hold
that
on.
one, right? You need
Okay,
to
if
go
I go
ahead.
to my
Let me.
woman's garden
garden
and give her the
garden,
right
right?
seeds to produce the right fruit.
That was powerful, Julius.
You see what I'm saying, man? Because at the end of the day, you mad at the fact of this one little nuance that you don't have that everybody else got. Stop that bullshit, man.
Go ahead,
We in this
preach it.
era now where we all are coming together and looking and saying, like, look, I know that we were hating about this bullshit over here, but at the end of the day, we still love each other. We still looking at the things that we got to do together. So let's get that popping. As opposed to talking about shit that happened back in 70, 80,000 years ago, nigga. I don't care about that. Fuck all that.
Hey, Drew, let me ask you a quick question. This might be off
Yes.
topic, but it's kind of along the same lines, in between the lines of the narrative of what we're talking about. What's your view of the of the movie Woman King, man? Because I feel like there's a divide and conquer type of a situation. Talk to me about it.
Let me break it down like this. Ask yourself the question about Black Panther 2 coming out just a couple of months before this movie is about to drop. Y'all need to look at the reverse of things. When was Michael Luther King Sr. born? I'm sorry, when did he die? It's the question that I would ask myself. And then I look at what's going on with this particular movie over here. Why is it that y'all want to bring out this whole notation of women just going out there and fighting to the death for whatever odd reason? Now, this is true. There were women that will go out there to that battlefield and die for their country, which is their son. They will go out there and die for their country, which is their daughter. They will go out there and die for whatever they see means fit to see their child go forward on in life. So the Woman King and this representation for the Dahomey tribe, that's based on what they had to go through in order to get their particular notation of independence and freedom. That's what I'm looking at. Now, the divide that comes in between it is this. Is the elemental P community going to be sponsored this whole type of notation of them not coming onto their land and saying, like, look, this woman is the queen of all of us? But how do I know for sure that could actually be a woman that came through her mother's vagina, a woman that actually sat there and had to fight for 9 months, her whole entire body, to make me come out of her very soul and essence so that I can get on to the next level in life, whether I be a male or a female? These are the things that I have to ask myself about these particular movies that be coming out, because they are sending this particular message.
But what about so are you guys just speaking in reference to the physical fighting of the movies?
Well, the
Because
fact that they call her
it's
a
no...
I'm
the
about
king
the
thing, yeah,
symbolism.
I had that part, yeah, I did have a, like, I was questioning, like, why is it a king? Why couldn't it just have been
and the fact
queen?
that they're glorifying the group of women who sold more black people into slavery than, and they glorify that, and they calling that king, and it's like in the place where black women are in a place in society where they are already, I'm going to say, deemed as higher on the totem pole than black men.
Thank you, Mark.
Right.
Ooh, there you go.
Right. It's empowering y'all. It's almost like to kill us. You know what I mean? It's like it's giving y'all the subliminal what's the word I'm looking for? The subliminal authority or confirmation, right? That you are the king and you run this and fuck us.
And you know what? When I actually saw the movie, I kind of related it back to, our history when women were queens and when they did reign and when they did run their country.
First off,
and
you know the history of the word queen?
No.
We talked about that already. Okay, queen,
European,
that came from the European kingdom, like the European, just that's a European word. And the queen was the king's bed wench. Okay, in African culture, the male equivalent of the king was called Kendake, Kandake, right? But since there's no hard C's in African language, which translates into America as Candace. That's why when you look at all of the African queens, you thought their name was Candace, but it's really Kendake.
Okay.
So Kendake is the actual name for the equivalent of a female king, or the female equivalent of a king.
Okay.
Right? So
Kendake.
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 Kandake.
Okay.
But there's no hard C's in the African language, so in America it translates as Candace.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
these words that we always put against each other by using these particular,
queen, we're really calling you a black bed wench.
Because because we had picked up somebody else's particular notation of linguistics. Why am I using these European words and I'm over here in America? We done flipped so many other languages to make it work for us so we can understand other people. Yet we at the bottom. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense, man. So let's just start taking back what we need so we can go on. I feel as if we just need to keep particularly reminding ourselves and our women, like, look, we in this shit together. Whether they talking about all this other shit on the air or off the air, we still got a mission to accomplish for each one another.
And then you know
that's
what?
it.
And then I agree with that wholeheartedly, Julius, 100%. And to flip that back to the topic of our discussion about toxicity and why is it, or what have you, or us saying what men and women do to each other, the same attitude that we have towards helping each other, understanding that regardless to anything else, we have got to understand it's about us. You know, and I'm saying that about us as a people. We have to understand that it is about us. And when you said you wanted, like the men want our women to know, at the same time, when it comes to things that cause hurt upon each other, that would cause a division, I think that it's equally important for a man who is of that kind of, what we say, dog aspect, whatever, bringing the word back into toxicity, associating it with hurt. From one person to another. I think we have to take that into consideration too, as far, and I am, being prejudiced at this time, for the male behavior of that, what men are known to do to the women that they want to pair with as one. I think that behavior at to where when men inflict pain on women for not being able to be, if you will, disciplined, for the lack of a better word. I think all of that is in the same nutshell.
I'm still gonna ask that simple question to you: who you been letting in our garden? Who you been letting up in here? Matter of fact, if you going over there to the club and you're out there just enjoying yourself, how you know that these other creatures don't want what I got already at home? You out there having fun, and I'm out here trying to figure out why exactly you don't want to be home with me for a little bit of time. If I'm out here making $17.5 billion every fucking couple of months for you, I'm not doing it for me, because the legacy that we got to carry on after all this other bullshit is gone, that's for you. So why you allowing this nigga to come pick at my carrot or pick up my goddamn lettuce over here and all this other stuff? Why you allowing that?
It's starting to smell a little personal over here.
And then Julius, when you say this guy, who are you referring to?
I'm referring to the fact that when I'm not the nigga at the club. I'm referring to the fact that you let this particular frequency into our relationship. A man can also feel when a woman is stepping outside of their particular bond that they got, whether it's working towards marriage or just a particular situationship that they both going through. Okay. Y'all act like this thing is not mutual in this whole duality for the laws of the universe that we got to set forth for ourselves. It's there.
Julius, I owe you a beer, man. We need to just sit down and just chop it up sometime.
And so, Julius, are you saying that in the example that you're giving, are you saying that in a way like the woman has done something in the relationship and has caused an issue? I lost you there.
What I'm saying is
we're not
blaming the woman at all.
See, because I'm not. Yeah, that's what I thought.
What I'm asking, and the questions that I'm asking is this: what is so indifferent? What is making you bored about this relationship? Why are you so enticed to go out there and deal with the world that you are saying to yourself and me that, you know what, I just really need one person, but if I just so happen to lose you, there's an exit plan available for me. Whether or not, if I'm not beating on your ass or not, whether if I'm not supporting your particular drug habit, whether or not all this, I still need an exit plan. Why are you trying to leave the exit plan and you got heaven right in front of you? Why are you doing this?
So that does go back to what I'm saying. You are saying that the woman has done something in the relationship.
No, what I'm saying is what has happened in our relationship. What has happened that changed your mind about us?
Brought back a frequency.
If you are satisfied, if you are satisfied with having me, what changed? What's the difference now that's causing you to go elsewhere and find something different?
I'm not putting you on spot. Like, I'm asking you. I'm just asking in particular, why are you bored about this particular relationship? I'm asking you.
Uh-oh.
It smells
personal. What it is?
It smells personal.
No. But Julius,
we can get her on the line. We can call out too.
Wait, so Julius, when you say why are you bored about this?
Because I'm like, this sounds personal. We don't know.
No, it's not personal.
It's like something's missing.
Because if you're taking care of me and providing for me, I'm sorry. That in the way that you're describing, why am I out in the club?
Well, here's the thing,
right.
though.
Like what happened in between?
She did not communicate with him.
Yeah, I'm missing
what that part was because he, obviously, if I say I love you, you got keys to my house. You already have he already gave everything on the table. but there was something missing within her that she was unable or unwilling to communicate to him that he can feel. So now she's bringing back vibes, this other energy from other people, perhaps, that are buying her drinks, that are, they even have a term from it.
So
Work
maybe-
husband.
No, and
Maybe-
see,
ooh,
this young lady
So
named
maybe-
Tia just made, and she's thinking how I'm thinking.
Okay.
One moment. She
Okay.
says, that's a question the man needs to ask himself. If a woman or man, for that matter, is doing something different that brings discontent in the house/relationship, then the other person may need to reevaluate what's going on inside the home during their personal time together. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like, what happened?
Okay.
That's my point of it. Thank you, Tia. You read my mind. Universe, go ahead
okay.
and put my
Now
into
here's my
words.
question to
But
Miss
that
Tia.
was my
Here's my
thing.
que-
What happened?
Also,
Here's my
women
question to
value
Miss Tia.
different things.
Here's my question to Miss Tia then. All right,
value
and I'm asking this respectfully as I always do.
Okay.
Well, except
Who
for that
is
one
the
time.
initiate? Who is the initiator of anything that's about to be broken off, and then they walk away from that situation? Is a man going to sit there and look at himself and say, you know what? If I am a dog for the street, or I'm not a dog for the street, am I going to still stick around with this woman to see if it turn around for the both of us to be better? Who is the initiator of most of our marriages that be happening right now? Who's doing that? And this is not a question to sit there and say that women are always doing it, because this man out there making divorces too. But 93% of all marriages that have failed has been because that particular young lady was not satisfied in that marriage. She wasn't satisfied.
Okay,
So
but see,
why-
but you
why-
just threw us
no,
under the bus. You
no,
just threw us
yeah,
under the
yeah,
bus.
that,
Because for her to be unsatisfied means what, Julius?
That means that I may have been doing something incorrect within
I
our
love that
marriage.
about your
and
marriage.
that is it. And see,
That's what
Julius,
she's trying to
that's
get
what
to the
I
bottom
that's
of.
what I was
Yeah.
trying to get to the bottom of. What
There you go.
happened? Because for us as women, we're not normally just going to. And when you said like the divorce 93% because that woman wasn't happy or what happened, it the actual cause of divorce. And I'm not saying like the
But
physical,
here's the thing,
but
right? There is I'll say a 10 to 15% percentage. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, Al.
No, sir.
Or Julius,
No,
where the man can be doing everything right, and that everything right just isn't enough to the woman, where she's not satisfied, and that's the reason why. And it's like maybe sometimes spoiled, accustomed to more. You know what I'm saying? The dude could be like she maybe settled. Right, for a dude who didn't do as much as the last dudes or dudes before her, because he was the man, the personality that he wanted, right? But then after that, after 2 years, 3 years, 5 years of that, realizing that, okay, this ain't really what it's cut out to be. I think I want more. You know what I mean? The dude ain't did nothing wrong. But
Here's the challenge, though.
True.
And this is a man's challenge. When we are hunting, which is what we do, that woman, we are doing everything to get the prey. Right? There's a phenomenal book. It's called The 5 Love Languages. We're giving her flowers. We're taking her out. We're spending time with her. We're making this. We're speaking every language. But guess what happens after the 3rd, 4th, 5th year? We go back to our own language. There's so many songs that say, "You don't buy me flowers anymore." Right?
What have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately? Oh, but see, what happens is she was when that song was out, her love language was acts of service. But meantime, between time, what you talking about? What have I done for you? Your lights ain't on. You when we met, you used to have a phone bill problem every month.
That's kind of a selfish thing. What have you done for me? What have you done? Like maybe that's what I've done for you lately is a reciprocation of
But
what
it's not
you,
even a reciprocation.
I would agree.
Sometimes-
Yeah, I would
so
kind of
sometimes-
agree with that.
Let-
Yeah,
let me-
sometimes
let
it
me
is.
say it like
Sometimes
this.
it
Yeah.
is.
Si yo empiezo a hablar español, me vas a entender.
What
But
the
if you don't,
fuck, man,
if you
don't
don't
talk to me
speak
from
Spanish,
Seven Mile, man,
you are not gonna know what I'm saying. So if I'm loving her in my language, if I'm talking to her in my language, and I'm out there paying the bills like my man said, but she's more concerned about me doing something for her. Have you filled up the gas in my car?
But wait, hold on.
Where-
But she just said it. She said it earlier when Julius first made his point when
What
he
did
was
Donnie
saying,
say?
"What did I?" Donnie said, "Women look for different things."
Yeah,
like
because,
we don't.
because
we
he's
evolve.
saying all these things that he's bringing to the table. But what I've learned watching women, even that my brothers interact with, if some women don't value what you bring to the table.
That's not their
So,
language.
That's it.
you know,
Yeah.
so you can work it and really think what you're putting on the table, but
Yeah.
if that's not what she wants from you, and then that goes into the love languages as well, that's another part of it, it doesn't matter.
So
Yeah.
what
And
we-
And I've
then-
watched the whole
okay.
marriage fold off of that.
And I'm gonna say this too,
Okay.
though.
he was
And
working
two-
hard, but that's not what she valued in a man.
Yeah, yep. And then in two things, in total agreement with what you're saying, because the half of the, like Al said it. Al said your lights ain't been turned off since we've been together. You know, and to say like this is what I provide, because even when, and especially on social media, ever this video went viral about a man asking a woman what she brought to the table, because what he was bringing to the table. Men, for some reason, associate that with the fact that a woman should be content. In the, you know what I'm saying? Because of what I'm doing physically, you should be okay. But like she just said, some women just, that's not, it has nothing to do with why I'm, especially when you said earlier, Latoya, the dependency that some women have when men mess up and they can't leave. But especially for the woman who's the opposite of that. You know, I don't care even if I got to struggle for a minute
That's
to get
right.
back to where I was when I was
there are
with
some
you,
men that
due
can't
to
leave.
the fact that I wasn't even what you were providing. Just make, thank you, you made that a little lighter, woo, baby. But at the end of the day, whether if I even exited your life, lost you by death, or whatever caused this separation, I'm getting that back. You know, I may have to go through what I gotta go through to get there, but without a man, I am going to get that part back, because at the end of the day, like you said, some women get caught in relationships that they so unhappy in because they have no mental concept of how to get out, provide for themselves, and move forward. So as far
Okay,
as
I'll
that,
give you that.
me as a woman, that's going to be taken care of. Even if I got to struggle while I'm doing it, I'm going to hold my own, though.
Right.
So that way,
Okay,
when
okay,
I,
okay,
no,
within
but
that-
wait a minute, Julius.
Go ahead.
So that
Yes, ma'am.
way, when I'm actually loving you, I'm loving you.
You.
Not anything else you come attached with,
That
not
part.
anything
I
else
fell
in
in
you.
love with your heart, not your hand.
And then the
part.
thing about it, because if your hands got cut off,
I don't love you no more.
that part.
I know. I'm looking for somebody else.
That part.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you better
So
hope
that's
that
what
the
you really
woman
want?
in your
That's
corner,
not what you really
because
want.
some men are so afraid of that. But honestly, at the end of the day, you better pray the woman in your corner can hold her own.
Some men honestly
Because
think
if you-
that that's enough.
That's what I'm saying.
I go to work every day. I
Yeah.
put a roof over your head. I pay all the bills. That's enough.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else you need. What else do you
What
need?
do you need? That
You know
is
what I-
it.
You know
That
what
is
I need?
it.
You know what I need though? I need for the fact that if my ability to provide this roof over your head cuts off, you can actually pull something, even some of the help out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
That's
I don't want.
partnership.
And I don't- and
I
then
want.
it-
I want a
I
partner.
agree
not
with that.
I want a partner, not dependent.
And see, this is
Yeah.
the thing about that. I agree with that wholeheartedly, because if I'm in a relationship with you, meaning like we're really doing this thing, like we both understand that we're in this relationship,
Right.
then everything that you're doing is building toward us. So of course, my inclusion in this relationship has also got to contribute to that,
It's
because
crazy.
we
And
finna
it's
do
crazy,
this.
like,
You
because
know,
when,
exactly.
when women hear a man say, "Oh, well, I want my wife to work. I want my wife to, you know what I'm saying, contribute to the household. I want her to be able to contribute." Like, that sounds to some women like, I want a woman that can take care of me. You know what I'm saying? I want a woman that I can depend on. Just
some men
that.
too.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the thing about it is, that's all it is. I just want a partner. Not that I want you to have the ability.
That's it. Yeah.
But I think we there now. I think we
And
got
when
a
it
lot
comes to
of-
that,
a lot
I don't
of
like that
women
narrative,
get
that
That are
conversation.
there. Yeah,
they get
instead
that.
of being.
It's about
Exactly.
understanding, communication,
And then another
comprehension.
But you
thing
know
to
what? That's
this
spilling over too, because now you got women saying, "I don't need
Oh, they
you
too.
shit, I
Because
can do it
because
on
they
my
because
own."
they
Yeah, that's,
reduced
but
a
see,
man to a
that's
bag.
counterproductive to
You can't do
woman's,
that.
Exactly.
woman's end goal in life. I feel like, because when you do that, again, Al and Julius, you tell me if I'm wrong. If you say anything you do for me, I can do for myself. Why am I even putting forth the effort to do anything?
Yeah.
Because
Thank-
now all I want to do
thank
is be
you.
appreciated. Give me a thank you.
And a real woman,
That's
honestly,
taking away the value.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree, Julius. And any real woman who has a man in her life and you see that he's trying, emphasis on the word real, Ain't no way in hell you gonna tear him down in his middle of trying.
Shit.
You see what?
That's-
No,
The devil is a lie.
No,
I
it
got,
ain't.
Mental illness
I got
is
way
real.
too
No.
many.
Yes,
mental
that's
illness
a
is
mental
real.
illness that needs to be
Right,
addressed.
but-
Every man in here
Mental
is talking
illness
over
is
you.
real.
Young lady, I would like for you to sit down with a professional therapist, if not, so that you can understand this particular trauma that you have been endowing yourself with, because you feel that you haven't been appreciated in this value of where you are in my life. You need to sit down with somebody that's professional, baby, because I'm not going to go through this for the next 1 year, 2
Sit
years
down
with
with
you, and I
somebody
see a whole
professional.
entire future going down the line.
Mental illness is real.
No, and that's what I'm saying. But like I said, when I made that statement, I said emphasis on real. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And Al said, I beg to differ. You probably would, because they're very rare and seldom and about this much real out there. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, for what you're saying and what we're all saying here, basically about how a relationship either works, is successful, toxic, not toxic, or what have you, is basically Mark was saying, like, the two people in the relationship understanding each other, understanding what each other wants, and da. Because I just feel like it has to be transparent. I mean, the
So,
kind of
what-
vision you use to see the crystal in a
communication-
diamond.
The communication has to be comprehended correctly.
It does.
And
it
has
does.
to be
And then the
frequent.
action has to be
It has to
followed
be
up right
frequent.
behind
That
it. so
is
it
it.
can
right,
be
Julie.
That
perfected.
is it,
That's
Julius.
right.
It is a
Can't be no
follow
all
up. Yeah.
talk.
Because when people say all the
I
time,
take more action than no talk.
communication
Yeah.
isn't the main focal part of understanding.
Comprehension
It's
is.
what you're comprehending of what's being communicated. Because I can talk to you till I'm
Exactly.
blue in the
Blue in the
face.
face.
That's
Yeah,
it.
please,
That's
please,
it.
please examine on that, because sometimes a lot of us just like to pick up and start putting shit together,
Yeah.
but don't looking at the instructions.
And then
you
you
can't
know
drive
what?
my
Or they try
Rolls
to
Royce
define
and you
the
don't
shit
know
with
the
their
type of
own
spark
shit,
plugs
you
that
know
I
what I
got
mean?
in
Yeah,
there.
and
Imagine-
that's when communication comes to the point where you don't get an exchange or any growth out of what you've previously discussed, is because 9 times out of 10 the average person is listening to respond. You're not listening
Yeah.
to hear
That's
me.
right. That's
You see
right.
what I'm saying?
You
And
waiting to
you
talk.
like this when the key words
Yeah,
hit,
I'm
you
waiting
ain't
on
even
my
doing
turn.
it. You're like, oh, waiting. Oh, did she
Waiting
just
to
say
talk.
wait till
And
I
then guess what? I'm only responding to the shit that I take offensive or disrespectful.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
hearing, I'm not listening with a constructive ear. I'm not listening with an optimistic ear. I'm listening with a pessimistic
Yeah,
ear.
yeah.
You hear one
Exactly.
thing that you disagree with. You don't hear nothing else after that, because you're waiting to respond to that one thing that person said.
And guess what?
Just,
Now-
And then it's the one thing that you think that person used as a jab to you. You know.
9 times out of 10, the person that you're talking to is one who will agree with you about everything that you say about every other situation, whether it's about somebody else or something. But now that I'm talking about you or about with you, you don't agree.
You don't agree. And see, this is the thing
How is
too.
that?
And you
Yeah,
have
that's
to be
narcissism
able,
and
and
gaslighting.
exactly. And again, depending on the people who are in your life. And again, Al, the reason real is so rare, because I called Al this morning. Text. What I do, boo? Text.
Oh no.
I text Al this
communicate.
morning. And so I said, Al, what did I say? Show today or what have you. And so he calls and he says, you got to stop doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're going to be a show, I need to know ample in advance. You know what I'm saying? And for me, and Tori, you can attest, if I'm planning something and I don't get the communication I want, or like, don't do that. But
So practice what you preach.
in the thing,
know,
but the
treat
thing
them
about
like you wanna
it,
be
yeah,
treated.
I had to actually be woman enough to say, because I could have been like, well, if I ain't say we was gonna have, then you should have known. I mean, but
I
in
would've just passed
respect,
the phone. I was
right?
like,
And
here
see,
you
but
go,
this
buddy.
is the thing. In
Handle
respects to that, I said, you know what, you are exactly right, and I'm sorry, and I will be Did I or did I not?
You did.
You are exactly right, because that was right, and it's just that simple. You don't know what I have planned. You don't know what I
I'm
have
gone,
to
y'all.
do. Thank you,
Y'all
Jill.
feel
We
like that.
appreciate you, King.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Thank
Well, I
you.
appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all do, man.
Thank you. We appreciate you, King. But, and you see what I'm saying? But again, you have to be able to deal with a person, especially if you're trying to move forward in a successful relationship. Like you said, sorry, some people can be in an
We
argument.
have a successful relationship.
Yeah, okay. If you're having an argument with someone and it's you just catching what you want to hear, and then if
you're
I actually
catching what offended you.
yeah, and then if
versus-
I actually tell you that I don't even want to talk about the argument we had no more, I want to talk about the fact that you did that, then that person has to be person enough just to say, okay, You see in the verses, no, I didn't, and da da da. You see what I'm
But
saying?
you do
That girl.
realize there are some women out there that would not go to that level. They'll fight you.
No,
to
this
the
is
core.
what
And that's where the toxic part
saying,
comes
and that's
in.
what I said when I said emphasis on real. You know what I'm saying? Because and even not just even a real woman, a real person. Period. If someone brings that flaw to you, and you know that you did something like, my bad.
Because that's like you said, real. Because you know you're not perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
You know you're not perfect.
That is it.
So
and
me
then,
coming to you telling you ain't perfect is no
yeah,
surprise.
that's
Let's
the
have this
thing. Yeah,
conversation.
that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if I care about the relationship, I want to have this conversation.
That is it. That is
So
it.
what happens when you don't care?
I could care less about the conversation, and that's probably why you got
Mark,
a problem with me in the first
is the
place.
sound
Because we're not going back and forth.
No, it don't look like it.
You're gonna do all the talking.
Oh, you
I'm just
saw her
gonna sit here
comment.
and
Yeah, I
go.
see it. I just turned it up. Maybe it was low, but I mean, hopefully.
Is it better, Tia? She
Maybe-
said the sound is out. She
maybe
said,
have
"Is it
her
just
All right,
me?"
well, keep
or
talking,
is the
man, because
second
you know
one
it's a
out for
delay. We
anyone
ain't gonna
else?
wait for the response. But come on, keep
You know
going.
what?
I'm just saying.
But no, I got you. Yeah, but and I guess just being a big enough person to admit that, and again, bringing it right back full circle to the topic of discussion, that would prevent toxicity. It really would, because you allow me. And then I do feel like when a person is acting in a toxic manner, it's because they haven't really been allowed to express the feelings in any other way, especially if you with somebody you know you can't talk to. So when I talk to you, it has
Lord,
to
they
be
done
this
opened up
way.
that box.
Wait, well, see, what the thing is, again, mental illness is real. Why are you with somebody that you know you can't talk
That's
to?
what I'm saying. No,
sometimes
that's
you
what I'm
don't-
saying.
Sometimes you don't find that out until that happens. Until the
Thank you,
disagreement
Tia.
Right,
happens.
that's,
Thank you,
and that
Tia.
part, that part,
Yeah.
that part.
I'm
But
sorry.
then,
A lot
but
of
then,
repressed
but
feelings.
as you, I don't know. I guess I'm to the point where now I just nip shit in the bud. When I see like red flags, it's like walls to me. It's like I don't go past that point. Like I'm not about to try to correct you. Like you know,
Yeah, because sometimes at a certain point, and I told this to Dana too. Sometimes at in a certain point in your life, when a person is a certain age, I'm not finna.
yeah.
Ain't no way in here.
You're
You
just not my
how
person.
old?
You're just not my
I'm just
person.
not finna do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
still getting
I'm-
chased around cars, so no, that's not true.
Shit.
I'm still.
Now, see, the thing about it is like if you just with that person for a superficial reason, you know what I mean, and you're not looking at longevity, you don't see longevity in that person, then cool. Like you just, you know,
You don't
that's the
care.
reason the question was asked on one of the shows the other day. Said, could you take what you dish out as far as treating people like in relationships? You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I can take what I dish out because I'm not gonna treat nobody more or less than what they are to me. If I love you, I love you. If I don't care about you, then if you showing me that you don't care about me, or you know, if we just here to fuck, right? I don't care about that. So I can take what I'm dishing out. If I'm treating you like you just a fuck piece, a side buddy, a fuck buddy, I don't care about you treating me like that. And vice
then, you
versa.
know
So
what?
yeah,
And-
I can take what I dish out.
Yeah, and then the same thing is too is it's taking what you dish out. That pretty much just goes back to do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even at the end of the day, even if I'm just your F buddy, what we discussed or what we said this arrangement is going to be, and what I agreed to do on my end as far as upholding, I would expect you to do on your end as
Right.
far as upholding. So all you're going to get out of me at that situation is I'm just going to give to you what I would want you to give to me.
I'm not
And,
going
you know,
to be overly or superficially attached to you
Yeah,
emotionally
yeah.
to the point where I'm bent out of shape. If I know what this is,
that, oh my goodness.
you
Then I just know what it. Yeah.
then
Yeah.
But what do you do when someone chooses to change the terms after you both agreed to know what this was?
And you don't deal with it no more.
Well, either you
That's
don't deal with it no more,
don't
or you
deal
don't
with
give
it
a
no
fuck,
more.
and you let them suffer the consequences of whatever the ramification
Ramifications
is
are, yeah.
for them. They want to get all bent out of a shit. Now, here's the thing: the point where you cross over into affecting me in any area of my personal life, then you got another problem coming. But you can deal with all of the emotions and all how you feel, call them up for all of that. You can deal with all of that
And
shit
that is where
yourself.
the toxic starts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
right, you got to know who you're dealing with though, because once you try to cross that into my personal life and try to affect me to the point where I change to give you the results that you want, you're gonna get some other results.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I'm
Yeah.
reminded of that movie that Martin was in. A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. She gave him everything. She gave him everything, and then she ruined his business, his home, his car, everything.
Or
And you
did
gonna
he
get some other
ruin that
results.
by being?
Say again?
Or did he ruin it?
Because what they're ever in that movie, we're gonna
I
use that
promise
movie
you, I
as an
hate you
example.
brought that movie up.
Was there
She was
even
100
any discussion?
across the board.
There was no discussion about
that
this is what this
woman was
was.
transparent with that man from beginning to end.
She
And
told him.
also what he suffered was of what she told him. I don't know what I would do if
So what?
something
Did you get in what
happens.
movie y'all talking about?
Thin line between
Between love and hate.
yeah,
Oh.
Martin and yeah. And they love, and then again, what did I say? The first thing a man to say is, she crazy.
Yeah, but it was a game from the beginning between him and Bobby
His
Brown.
friends, yeah,
So he
yeah.
was never serious
Yeah,
in the
about it
first place.
anyway. And you see, and then the
he
thing
got a
about
crazy
it,
one.
and
But
and
he never communicated that on his end that this
I know.
ain't serious.
I
I'm
know.
just
that's
here-
what I'm saying.
This is what I'm here
Yeah,
for.
but
That
yeah,
was never
yeah.
the
No,
conversation.
no, no, no.
That
And
was
then
never
the
the intent.
conversations that she had with him made him aware that she wasn't expecting that.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then the thing about it, you will actually let this woman down on her birthday.
Yep. Yep. And chased her down to do it because she was playing
Then
all
she
coy,
got-
rolling windows up
Went through hell and high water
To get her.
Get her.
to get
Men
her.
are hunters.
And
Yeah.
when you caught that prey, you better understand what kind of prey it was. You
It's
caught.
consequences
When you hit that
to
gate,
your
goddamn, you better be
actions.
ready to
I was
fight.
just
That
about to say,
part.
now in the beginning of the conversation, we held the women accountable for knowing what kind of breed of dog,
Yeah.
right, that they chose. Same thing apply for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we know that we got.
You know she crazy.
Sometimes, and then the thing about it is knowing she crazy, and then observing the depth or the level of crazy sometimes is another thing. Because to be honest with y'all, all of y'all crazy.
I knew that was coming.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All
But you
of
know what? I
Hey.
agree that everybody, not just women,
Yeah.
everybody
Has a
has
level.
a level of.
Crazy.
And that's a blanket statement that I will make about y'all. All of y'all got a touch of crazy.
These are a touch.
Wait.
Some more than others. You got a little more of it than a touch.
You gotta rub. You ain't got no touch. You gotta rub.
You got a slice of crazy.
Why though?
I don't know. I don't
A
know.
slice
That's
is a little
shit.
bit less than a pound, though.
You-
Just saying.
Well, I got an example, but I ain't gonna
So what had happened was,
listen. No, I ain't gonna do that to her. But she, baby,
See, so how do I know? See,
What is y'all basing that on? Cause I'm don't do that.
personality. It's that with the thermometer that we stick into your personality.
you want to argue
it
with a
come out and
9-foot
it says
Negro,
crazy.
you need a 3-foot ladder to reach 6 feet. That's what that's based on.
you know that statement that Mark made about sometimes y'all just need to shut the F up? Yeah, you one of them that don't.
You just don't know
apply.
when the shit. You don't know.
You
And
don't. You don't.
like you have no filter. It's like a brain in a voice box. You just whatever's in your mind, it just comes out. You
And
have
then,
no.
and
you
then
know,
you
but
turn
see,
around and say,
you don't think
what?
about-
What's that?
You don't.
What?
See,
There it is right there.
What? I was like,
Ooh, you better keep her the fuck around. You better keep her the fuck around.
No, but this is my thing. But the stuff that I say that comes out of my mouth, it's not like hurtful. It's just, and
Listen,
then it's
stop.
like
You don't think about what you say before you say it. You
Right?
just say it, and there's something wrong with that.
you don't take. You don't do the critical
you,
thinking
what it
like,
is,
okay,
you don't,
if I
you know,
say
you're not
this,
critical. Listen,
this
it's
might
the
happen.
world.
If I say that,
you talk
this
like the
might be
world
the
thinks like
response.
you. You don't understand that everybody else takes things differently than what you say. You don't take you don't factor in how other people may take what you're saying and how you're saying it. Again, remember that conversation I told you about your quick temper, the Tasmanian Keisha. Right?
don't do that.
Again, I call her again. The people take that as you know what I mean. And then you don't know how people take that, but you just think it's okay. I'm just that way. But the
No,
world,
I'm not saying I'm just that way, but what I am saying is when I do say stuff that just come off my head, like I'm not gonna hurt your feelings with what I say. I'm just saying it.
you're not taking it that way because you want everybody to take what you're saying with your definition.
Now, what I will say about Keisha is that if you do bring it to her, she'll
Yeah,
fix it.
not-
like some
and it's
people,
Keisha,
you
we
bring
know-
it to them and they just.
You have to understand. Now we know that she is like, I ain't want to say 100%. She is like 500% sweetheart, right? So we know that when she say things, because we know her,
Yeah,
we know
but
that not
some
to
other
take,
people might
but
not
other
feel
people that
that
don't
way.
know you,
Yeah,
they
they don't
take
know
you
who
as
you
a
are.
straight bitch, as a outer, like you just evil.
Everybody
I don't
say
agree.
that.
Exactly.
No, but
That's what
I promise you,
promise you.
everybody's.
because
get
it's
that.
your personality. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing. It's because it's the surface.
You don't have
understand.
You don't
it's
have
not
a
nothing
universal.
wrong. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing
know,
wrong. You just don't understand how people take you.
Yeah, it's
you don't look in the mirror enough.
Universal.
I think
being
I don't,
able
that's the best
to
way I
have
can
a
say
universal communication, being able to understand that what I might say might trigger somebody. You don't have that. You don't have that filter before you say it. It's like
of the way that
you say it, and then
how I feel it. I know that they're feeling it that way, and no.
Yeah.
You have to. The people personality and how they think ain't like you. Nothing like you. It's a whole world of people out here.
So are
with
you
different
calling her
personalities.
toxic?
Not toxic, just
I ain't gonna give it a whole word.
Right.
No. See, listen, wait.
I'm listening.
I'm gonna make it better for you. Not the first half of the word, the last half of it. Not sick.
Sick. Oh, man, that's worse.
I think that was a little bit worse.
I'd rather be tired.
I wanted the time.
time.
I just couldn't be. You could at least let me graduate to the sick.
It was a word. It was a word.
You could have let me
Time is a
graduate
word.
to the sick. Wow.
But see, sick can be cured though. We don't know what the fuck tie is.
That's
Tie
true.
is just like
That's true. That's monkey disease right there.
Yeah.
That's that monkey.
yeah, we don't
You
know,
don't know what it is.
Shit.
This
Yeah, like,
is gonna hit your face and stay there.
that's some Martian shit. Yeah.
Right. It's the green stuff
She been
bubbling
diagnosed with Todd.
You know what? But I promise you, and what you said, I promise. And Al, like you said, I don't see that.
and like,
a lot of people say that. Like,
couldn't
I
have
don't
said
either.
that.
I swear I don't.
I don't because
either.
I know you, but I know people. They're not just saying I'm a specialist at stepping outside of myself and observing people and like not my. That's why they say that, because it's how quick tempered it is. They're that's how they, like it's like a kink. That's how you are. See how I just did that? How you reacted to me doing that. That's how you looked at people when you respond. You just sharpen. That's how you looked at people. It's almost like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Is she crazy?
It's not that bad. Is it that bad?
I mean, I just seen a little bit today at that window.
That's your
At
person.
Oh yes, that window.
Don't do that.
Yes, the window. So we were at McDonald's.
I'm gonna shut up at this point.
Van Dyke.
my phone.
She deserved
because
that.
I knew it was coming. And that's why I'm over there cracking the hell up. Y'all thought I was just laughing and I'm laughing at her because I'm like 5.
And we was the only ones there.
But agree with this. What Al did was worse. She only told Al the policy. What Al? But why?
Yeah, I can't.
I just want
Okay, so real quick, we was at McDonald's on Van Dyke and 7 Mile.
Van Dyke
Out of drive.
No, I don't want to get an accident. I don't want to do that. So this young lady, now it was just us. There was nobody behind us. There was no one around us. They only had nobody in the room inside. We was hungry, and I ain't gonna say nobody was late or point any fingers, but we were a little late, and so we decided let's go grab a bite to eat. Now we go there and we put in order. Now we don't live together yet, so we have no situation.
This nigga said
He's so nickel slick. You gotta have his penny change. I swear you.
So we sitting there like, okay, so I'm gonna pay for my own. You gonna pay for your own. She paid for hers. This lady said, "Excuse me, we don't do separate orders. We don't do separate orders." I understand that. Is it because there's a line? Because if there's a line, I would understand.
Nah, that's just our policy.
That's just you. She said it just like that.
And wait, but see, before we get to the end of the subject, I ain't said nothing while any of the extra is going on.
Because you knew what you was going to say when you pulled around.
No, but
you was waiting on
at this point,
y'all didn't hear Keisha's story though, because before we got to Al, Keisha was first. Let's just say that. And
why was I first? Be fair. See, y'all be trying to put it on me.
Why you was first is because we was gonna go to the McDonald's on Gratiot and 7 Mile. That's why you was first. And anybody who know what it is? It's 8 Mile. We are 8 Mile.
Mark, she was about to have us.
She's like, well, we over here on Conant. We on Conant, y'all. And she's going to take us all the way to Gratiot because that's the one she knows.
That's it.
I don't know the east side. I just have to go to my points that I know. So
but look, we found out we should have went where you was trying to take us.
Because the way that interaction with, boy, we got corporate number, we got the manager's number, we want the cashier's number.
I know somebody.
I said, oh my goodness.
I know somebody. Yeah. I know somebody at McDonald's.
Keisha turned into Karen real quick. Real quick. She did. No, she did. I need to talk to your manager.
I ain't gonna give her to Karen. I ain't gonna never get none of our people to Karen. But
Tasmanian Keisha.
baby girl was.
She's gonna write a letter. I'm gonna write a letter.
So y'all saying what I did was worse than what Al did?
Yeah.
Al took the girl as to, is it because the car behind us and there was no car behind
no
us?
car.
So he was being a smart ass. That's what he was trying to be.
No,
That's what I was being.
I
But
honestly wanted to know
y'all
what.
just proved my point though. So Al can be
Smart ass is better than
determined
crazy
as
ass.
being a smart ass,
No,
but when
because
I do
He was
it,
trying to
I'll
outsmart her.
ask
He
you.
was
No, Al's approach was even voice. He had an even voice tone. He didn't raise his voice.
I didn't raise
It
my-
wasn't none of that.
I didn't do none of that.
You know what? I'm on her side.
I didn't know that.
She was the sweetest person ever. You kept saying
when
please.
it
you.
started. But then when she was like, "We don't sell none of that." What? How y'all don't sell? They don't sell fries? Like what?
Oh no! She
That's
said we
what
don't.
she did.
We had McDonald's, and she said we don't sell French fries.
Yeah, that's what I. Because okay,
No, she didn't say we don't sell
No,
French
but
fries. She
it was
said
what she. We
we're
don't
out.
sell none of
We
that.
don't sell that.
Yeah, and
And
then
then you was like, "Well, y'all don't sell French fries."
because and what I was trying to force her to do was be specific to my order. Wait, but
I'm
wait.
I'm not arguing that part, but the reaction was not the
Yes, I
same.
stand corrected. I stand corrected because your face was.
Right,
fucked up.
it wasn't the
Yeah,
same.
it was.
Al was just like being an asshole, was being just
Sorry.
a straight asshole.
But I was being an a-hole.
So Al was being out, then is what I'm hearing you say.
No, don't make that
You
face
were definitely
expression.
being Al.
Don't make that. But I'm saying don't make that face expression, Toya. But I can't be an a-hole in my own way.
Sure, you can.
So why
But
is
the
it not?
interpret-
They just telling you about yourself. That's
But
all.
as-
A-hole
but
in
as
her own
communicating,
way.
As Mark just
And he was an a-hole too. But you see
Listen.
how he's being excused
Keisha,
for being an
listen.
a-hole.
wasn't
Listen.
We're not. But see, we're
as
not
Mark
talking
was
about.
being out.
said, the interpretation is different. We all interpreted a different way, but you're thinking I'm being the same way as Al. No, baby, that's not what we saw.
But that's my fault.
Exactly.
All I
That's
saw,
what
there
Mark
was
is
nobody
saying.
behind us.
Okay, listen. Wait.
You're-
Listen.
you're-
It
Let's take
becomes
this.
your
Let's
fault when
take
you
this.
are aware of it and you do nothing.
You're not aware of
Let's-
it.
let's
You're
take
not
this
aware
way.
You're
that
not aware.
different.
Let's take this out. Let's take this out of the situation or the narrative of the McDonald's drive-through line.
That's gonna be hard.
You
We're
better try.
still
Because
we're
I'm a
still
sweetheart
traumatized.
otherwise.
Okay.
All I'm saying is the quick temperedness of you, okay, can be misinterpreted by some people. Quick. And sometimes,
Wait, did you lose your temper?
and let me tell you something. And let me tell you something. It's just sometimes the jitteriness of your mannerism, along with how you, just how you move. I'm telling you what I'm telling you.
It could be that retrograde you was talking about.
No, it ain't no
We're still
fucking,
in it.
it ain't no fucking retrograde.
Because you
she
came
like
in
that
here and
shit
started
all
fighting
time
with
of the
Mark.
year.
I was like, me and the kids are gonna go upstairs in the kitchen while
Mike
y'all work it out.
Mark got a smart mouth, so you have to give him your smart
I'm
mouth back.
I'm just
No,
saying.
no.
We was looking at each other.
No,
Should
I'm
stay?
talking about. We was
Should
talking about like the event and then the structure. Like everybody, like as the leader, everybody comes to me. They don't understand. They come to me with the same shit. Everybody, well, can you just do this for me? Can you just do that for me? And it's just like,
Thank
come
you,
on, y'all
Tia.
gotta understand. Everybody comes at me with stuff, so that's all.
Tia
No, I
done
got-
picked
yeah.
the team. Tia done picked the team. Go
Tia
ahead.
said it's quick-witted. Yes, it is.
No,
Not
stop,
quick-tempered.
See, let me
Right. I'm the same way. I understand. Right.
Stop. Now, let me stop.
Thank you,
Fuck
Tia.
that. Fuck that, because I know both of y'all. And it's
Oh,
a
you know
complete,
Tia too?
Yes.
She's
and
like
it's
me?
No.
Oh.
And that's what I'm saying.
Damn, you was
She
jumping on the
was
club
ready.
bus
She was
quick,
ready.
though.
She was so ready. No.
Again, this is
She had her MTA
You like
class
me,
and
ain't you,
everything.
Tia?
This is her, and that woman power shit. No, she's applying something about her, and she's applying it to her. It applies to her, but that don't apply to you. We're not talking about quick-witted. And I'm talking.
Why? Because I'm quick on my feet, and whatever you give, I can give you back immediately.
I said what I said. You changing what I said into something else. Witted and mannered, tempered is three different things. Okay, quick temper is just how you respond. It ain't what you say. It's your mannerism. It's your demeanor that people take out of. Fuck what you say. It's not about what you say. Stop trying to take what I say.
Yeah,
and
no, it's about what I say.
Could you really take any kind of threat, any kind of negativity from someone?
No, I'm listening. I'm telling her.
4 feet 2
Here's my
inches
thing.
tall?
No,
Come
listen,
on.
stop, because I know her, right? And I'm telling her what other people see,
Observe.
and why I told her that other people take you as being a bitch sometimes, because it's your mannerisms. And
I don't
how
see
you-
her as a
and you-
bitch, so I ain't gonna say other
because you're you, because you know her. I'm again
I
because
don't know her.
No, he's saying from the time that we spend, like, you know more about.
Okay,
or
well,
got
I'll say this. I know people and how they observe people a little bit better. That's what I said earlier.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just I'm good at separating myself and knowing how people respond. Now here comes Tia calling.
Thank
I know
you,
this
Tia.
What's going on? Who this and calling? Who is this and where you calling from?
Please be Tia.
This is Brother Julius. I'm calling
Oh,
right back
Julius
from
calling
Maryland.
back.
First off,
Yes. Julius, I hope you called to be on my side. You see what they
Let
doing
me
to
ask you a
me?
question.
Well, you know I love you, but see, you got to be able to take these things from somebody you know love you.
Oh,
All right,
no,
all right,
I'm
Julius,
good.
let's
No,
go.
Come on, June. Come on, June.
Okay, so if now this is the scenario that I want to paint. This is a what if scenario.
And it's for
If you
me.
Yes,
See,
ma'am.
look.
This
Okay.
for you.
No, I
Okay,
just want to
all
be
right,
sure.
now-
I didn't want to.
No,
Oh,
I
okay,
want to hear.
okay.
I want. So you're out and you're having a good time with this gentleman that's courting you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just so happen to have a meal that's in front of you that has been prepared a certain way, but it came out in a different manner because this particular host that was giving you a particular wave frequency or demeanor about herself made you turn around and want to act in the same scenario. As a woman, and we out here having a good time together, are you going to sit there and give off this image of, oh, here come that couple right there? Are you going to go quick tempered with her because she's giving you attitude, or are you going to sit there and think about, wow, what particular energy am I putting off that she feels this way towards me? Answer, please.
So you're saying if someone okay, you and I are on a date and I ordered my food a certain way, it came back the wrong way, and when I placed my order, there was an energy between me and the waitress.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is
So
the thing I'm saying about her, about you. Just quick, your energy can be misinterpreted. You're not a bitch. You could just be interpreted as a bitch because of how your mannerisms. Sometimes we know that you're not a bitch, but it's just how other people. And the thing about it is, it's a quirk or a problem with them, I think, because they are judgmental and too observant of what they think they
yes,
see
it
on
does,
the
Tia.
surface.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Tia, my friend.
So they too observant of what they think they see on the surface. They're not accustomed to people. They haven't dealt with enough people to know personalities enough to know that other people are wired differently. We know that everybody ain't the same. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the thing about it.
Some
Like,
people
we know
don't
that
have
you're not a
the
bitch.
emotional intelligence, so they don't have the intelligence to read.
Or the observation, the intelligent observation
Yeah,
skills.
you
You know what I mean?
just-
To know that, okay, this is how she is, her personality. It's not, you know what I mean, her being like, people to see how you move and they feel like, okay, well, if I was acting like that, I would have an attitude or I'd be being a bitch. So that's what she's doing.
See what I'm saying?
And that's
yeah,
not
because
it.
we don't know. We don't know.
Right, exactly. And
Because
so-
how it is that. Go ahead.
My answer to that, I'm going to use this tablet as my food. I'm going to use you as the waitress. Okay. So, Julius, this is the thing. The waitress, my food is here. It's wrong, and I'm finna give it back to the waitress. Now, don't get me wrong. Our energy is
Negative
already
energy.
not agreed on or whatever, blase split. But my reaction is, especially because I'm not finna ruin our night. So, basically, what I would do is, oh, I'm sorry, baby. That's not how I place my order. I had mashed potatoes, that's corn, and I and that, could you? I just want my right order.
Okay, now pause right there. Excuse me. Now this is the scenario that I would like to see happen. Babe, you see my food right here? Yeah, I see your food right there. Oh, you know what? Baby girl didn't even do it right. Could you, spit something in her ear real quick? Yeah, sure. Sweetheart, come over here, waitress.
So
this
you're
particular
gonna
plate right
you're
here.
gonna let the male take care of it, is what I'm hearing.
I need to take care of that because at the end of the day, I don't want my chances of me getting that motherfucker later on this night be ruined because this bitch decided that she want to come out with an attitude with my wife or my girlfriend or whatever. Let me bring the attention to me. That way it can be solved. That's like you trying to get into a club and, you see a whole rack of females that's standing in front of you, and then me and you just decide we're going to walk up to the front with special privileges. And then all them other women go turn around ready to have a cat fight with you because they feel like they should get the same privileges too. Like that.
But
I
man,
deal
with
with
you,
that.
Julius.
I deal with that shit as a business owner. Like I deal with that shit.
You see what I'm
yesterday at
saying?
the event.
You see what I'm saying? There's particular.
People see one thing, like people. It's like special privilege. Like, oh well, you did this for this person. Why you don't do it for me? That's why like, you can't do nothing extra for people because then everybody
Has to
around
be
you wanna,
equal.
Toya, I want you on my team because you seem like a really good cheerleader over here, Toya.
But yeah, Julius, I agree. Now I'll say this. Now that wouldn't have been my original mindset to give it over to you, but I definitely wouldn't have handled it in a way to where it would have ruined our night.
But see, women,
and don't get me wrong, I would have purposely, as a woman and being petty as a woman, I'm just being honest, being petty as a woman, but still.
I appreciate your pettiness. Go ahead.
Being petty as a woman and also at the same time understanding that you may have purposely did this. I'm gonna just bring that to your attention and ask you to replace that for me. That's not my order, baby. That's smashed potatoes.
All I'm saying is
I
just
wouldn't
let
even-
that.
I mean,
let that
you
roll to
see
him.
what I'm saying?
Let it roll over to
I
me.
was offensive that because I wouldn't have said nothing because I don't want to ruin our night. I don't feel like sending my. First of all, I'm never sending my food. I never send my food back. That's just.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
just don't
right.
do
We
that.
never know.
But
You never know.
but I'm the type of person that'll say, oh, they brought me the wrong thing. But guess what, baby girl, you ain't getting up there because you jacked up my food.
Yeah, but no, don't get me
Or I'm
wrong. I
writing it
would
on the
add
receipt
that too.
before we leave.
I would
Hey,
definitely add that too.
There's
But
no
you
tip because you messed up my food.
No,
This is
and
what
then
I
don't get me wrong, and that's definitely how we get it back. You definitely not getting no tip, but at the same time, I'm gonna eat what I paid for. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then what if I don't even eat this? I'm sending that back, regardless to the fact of I want what I ordered.
That's
and
right.
what if I don't even eat what you purposely misportioned on my plate? You see what I'm saying?
But what I think what Julius is trying to say is like you need to think beyond how you feel at this moment. Think beyond if you react, what it's gonna do to us.
Yeah.
Like,
You're right.
These
And
services that you're getting in particular from this whole entire scenario, it's the image that me and you would have is kind of going to be disdained because here it is that I'm with my lady, but here it is in an instant she's getting upset with this waitress over this particular manner. Let me handle this appropriately so we can go home together in peace.
I agree with that.
This
I agree with
woman
that.
may be
And
having
then-
a bad day.
The thing that Julius also brought up was the fact that men compartmentalize. So a woman will stew on that for the evening. Once we get it handled, it's checked off. You got your food. We're back to where we were.
Oh no! Well,
You know
okay.
what
Well,
I'm
that's
saying?
That is
but
something that I was like, okay, yeah, great. We compartmentalized that.
Yeah.
We handled it.
Yeah,
with that.
and,
It's
yeah,
not
and no,
hard.
but this is
Yeah.
the thing.
But
I
a
agree with
woman
that
will stew on
wholeheartedly. Yeah, I got you. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. But and speaking to me personally, reference, basically, and then again, me being a petty woman that I am, I'm gonna get at her.
can't be
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? But I'm still at the same time, I'm not finna allow that to mess up my night. That had nothing to do with when
That's
that
the part.
right plate.
That's the part I'm
when
at.
that right plate comes out, baby, we good. But I'm gonna get at her.
Yeah,
You
but
know
it's
what I'm
not
saying?
gonna-
I'm
it's not gonna
sorry.
ruin my night.
And that's the part of the
I
petty.
mean-
Oh, but it's definitely not finna. And as a matter of fact, just because she did that, I'm on top. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That energy that I
hear you.
really wanted to get at her, I'm finna take this out on you. I mean, you
I
see what
hear
I'm saying?
you.
I'm not gonna allow
Way to
that
go,
to
Julius.
mess.
Way to go.
No, but
I just need you to
And
let me
that's
vent for a
toxic.
minute.
yeah, let me do my
Let
thing.
Let me
And
vent
then
for
the
a
thing
minute,
about
and then that's it. We
let
back
me
to
do
our
my thing
night.
as a woman.
Yeah,
See,
that's
first
it too.
one.
But
Okay.
see, some men don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear the vent. They don't.
No, I mean, no, we
listen,
want to
I'm
hear
trying
what you got. No, we need to
No,
hear
no,
that
I'm
because at
talking
the end of the
about
day,
the
if I-
vent. No,
you know
the
what I'm
vent
saying?
is
Let
between
me
me
hear
and
that,
her.
sir.
Let me do my thing with
Yeah.
her.
Oh,
You know,
or-
yeah.
Okay, but
I
if y'all
wouldn't
out
even
here
tell my mate.
fighting with each other all this time, how is that going to end up with a better solution for us?
But it's not
I'm
gonna
just
That's
saying,
what I-
like,
yeah.
we're getting a service. You don't like this particular service? Let me go over here and check the service that's going on because I want my girl to be satisfied. I want my wife to go home fed because she don't never know what she want to eat anyway.
Exactly.
So now
Amen.
today,
Exactly.
because at the time,
That's
I'm gonna
showing
make sure
yourself. Why
Say
you-
she
hallelujah.
get exactly
Show
what
up.
she
Say
wants.
hallelujah.
Show up.
Look, and wait a minute. Tia said this, and I'm going to say something. Tia just said. Tia said, but that's the waiter's problem. She's not the cook. Why would she come out with an attitude? But this is the thing about that. I think I was a server for about maybe 3 years. Is when the Chi-Chi restaurant was popular. And I would be I'm talking about I could come out bells on, baby, because I'm about to get my tips. I'm talking about I used to have the highest tip. My personality would kill them. Especially the white people.
You
Ooh,
definitely
they
have a saleswoman personality.
Well, what?
Yeah.
What? I'm talking about my tables never had to raise
Because
their
your
hand
energy
and
is
say,
high, right?
That's,
so
yeah.
Right. So now stop there. That goes to where I'm saying about what people will misinterpret. Your high energy. I
Yeah.
guess that's what I'm saying. So, and then when you talk about you being upset or disturbed about something or something that you don't like, that you already just having a high energy and you being a little bit disturbed, it's like, well, damn, she like, why is she reacting so, so harshly or so high? Like, why you got so much? So people misinterpret your high energy. You know what I'm saying, in certain situations. You know what I mean? So they'll love when you're loving, but if they have a problem with you or something, or you have a problem, then they misinterpret that as you just being over exaggerating with your energy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't like her, but we know you, so we know.
And then the thing about it, because Toya too, like my children, they be, you are so extra. Like
extra. See,
that's what they tell me. You so I don't, but I don't even know how I'm extra. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But
so take more time to just observe yourself, then, Miss Keisha.
no, and I promise you, Julius, this I do. But wait a minute, I'm gonna give y'all the perfect example of how I think I'm misinterpreted. Me and my best friend were having a conversation in my car last night, and we were talking about I like that. So we were talking about how pedophiles are, but I'm just going to give y'all an example of how differently, So we were talking about how pedophiles are, and social network and our babies, our little girls, and I have made several posts in reference to watching how we dress our babies, our little girls, if you will, and then posting them online. And the average thought process like that, I said to a mom of a little girl, like she may have on a little outfit that is a little tugging on her, and her little outfit, her little, the baby's exposed almost in the gear. But I'm just saying. But mom is looking at this from a mom's eye. She's so cute. My baby is just, and she's posting that as a mom. Her mindset isn't, I'm putting my baby out here for.
It's no different than a dude in Detroit, man, who kissed his 12-year-old daughter.
No. Yeah, exactly. Now this is what I'm saying, though.
That wasn't a malicious intent. No. It's people's mind and how they took it.
And thank you. And this is what I'm saying. And so what I said was, in that aspect of how mom is posting her baby on that page can be the difference. The mindset of that mom can be the ultimate result of whether or not she picked that baby up from school. And I'm sorry, but it can, because the pedophilia and how they're going to schools. Your kid walked into school, never walked out, or walked out and never walked in,
because she's looking at it innocently.
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody else isn't.
Right, but the bigger picture is the fact of reality.
That's right.
Regardless to how you're looking at your baby, the reality is other people are too, and they're taking your children, and they're taking them.
Right.
That's the whole point. And what I said was, so when I make a post like that, due to the fact of how I think on a higher level of why you don't post that picture, I'm frowned upon because the average person sees it as you're extra. So you doing too much. That don't mean you. Why would you look at that baby? Listen to me. But then again, I take the heat for being the type of person who thinks that way. Wait a minute.
It's not the same as what we talking about.
No. But what I'm saying is for me to post that and the average person on my page not agree with that post, I'm the villain now. You see what I'm saying?
That's the society we live in now, because what's right is wrong and what's wrong is right. And motherfuckers don't like accountability for nothing.
And that is it. That is it.
It's like we live in a pessimistic society now as opposed to optimistic, and we don't like to try to solve problems before they become problems. You know what I'm saying? But we love to jump to the defense.
Yeah.
When something happens.
Yeah.
It's like what can we do?
Always with
what
a
can we
circular
do?
thought pattern with us.
When people like you try to do things or put in place preventative measures to stop some of these things from happening, they're like, oh, you're being extra. But it's like nothing. So it's just really, again, go back to
mental illness. But
That's
yeah,
how I
but
feel.
I get it, I understand. But then again, I'm referencing that to, and then not really, and I don't make this sound bad, y'all, and I promise you, I'm not saying like that's just how I am. But is the reason I'm kind of glad I think different. I love being beyond the average. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in that. I don't.
Especially in this day and age, like in the whole catchy, trendy, like what's cool. No, hell no.
Yeah, and due to the fact that is the majority of our people, or people, period, in general. I'm not saying black, but when I say our people.
Hold on. Let's not put that on our people.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. That's what I'm clarifying.
I'm gonna put that on Carl Jung, and I'm gonna put that on Sigmund Freud. That pedophile bullshit that be trying to perpetuate between all of us because of this Disney Plus bullshit that's going on. They need to chill the fuck out. Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I'm not looked at as some fucking animal, and you ain't under no husbandry trying to make me seem like I'm just that. I came out with an intelligence through my mother, and don't try to make it seem like this just is everybody, especially my women across the board. My bad. It's just the mere fact that
I love that passion, boo.
if this particular nuance of what they are saying, all of us are, then we really need to check and see who we really dealing with. If these motherfuckers, and I'm sorry for saying the MF word, if these people are out here over in their country having sex with each other so they can keep that little bit of Queen Elizabeth money that they got in their pocket on behalf of us so they can keep being the trustees and not let me get my couple of $100 trillion, they the ones that's in trouble, not me.
Yeah, and I thought it was an insult to us for them to let us know that she was going to be buried with some of her jewels that y'all took from our...
What jewels? What jewels when you always shaving gold away from us? They stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Jewels.
They
when they said that,
themselves.
and then everybody knows that anytime you associate Queen Elizabeth, period, with any form of jewels, it was what they did when they went over to Africa. You know,
that's crazy.
that whole conquer
what's her
thing.
last
But
name?
that was a
Can
smack
anybody,
in our
without
face.
looking on Google right now, tell me this woman's last name? Can anybody do that right now? Thank you. Without looking at Google, can y'all tell me this woman's last name? Okay, thank you.
Rothschild.
How about that? How about that? No, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it starts with a W.
Well, it's not Rothschild, but I'm just saying.
I'm saying, I know what connection you're
he's
trying to make, Mark.
connection.
Yeah, he's trying
so
to make
now
a
I got a
point.
question for the table, and Julius, I hope you have time to answer it. So we know that there's toxicity in relationships. What can we do on when we find ourselves in a relationship? Thank you, I appreciate it. Go ahead, work it out, darling. Work it out. Where I see you, girl. Mark and I just like, hey, let's just work it out.
Him and the buttons.
Mark, I did that.
A, what can we do when we see the toxicity in our relationships that we are in? And B, what can we do when we see the relationships with someone that is close to us? If anything.
First off, stop using the word toxicity because it doesn't even belong to you. B, if you see a fine example in a relationship that you are so happily to be around on a regular or on a rare instant occasions, just observe. Stop trying to put yourself in a place where you want to take over that piece of the pawn's puzzle, or just be on the board just because you want to see if you can get closer to the king. You already that. You're the king or the queen on that fucking board. Just be appreciative of what pieces that you got so you can move in the areas to where you want to be. You see what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact that I can call up here and be heard about particular nuances that I think that are nuances. But then y'all turn around and be like, nah, nigga, that ain't it. That's just what it is. Now move yourself accordingly so you can get to the other side of the board. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I do. I agree.
Now I gotta go, man. I gotta fix the rest of this little bit of food, man. But I do love y'all, though.
No, we only got 8 minutes left. He right on time.
How about that?
I'm
Thank
done.
you, Drew. Appreciate you.
Anytime, y'all.
Thank
All right,
you.
now.
Drew's in Michigan.
No, I don't think so.
You know, she trying to get it. She trying to get somebody in the chair.
She trying to get some new
Hoodies.
For those who don't know, her application is open. You must have a very long hoodie collection for this fall. And you must be willing to part with that said hoodie collection.
You must be ready to part with said hoodie collection.
And no, I already put my application
And look,
in for
Well, I got a
Understand.
web store with plenty of hoodies. How about that? You just got to go get them yourself.
And please understand that at the end of the relationship, that the hoodies will not be returned. Okay, that's it. As long as disclaimer, they will not be returned. Look, emphasis on the application says so that I can steal his hoodies. So they will not be returned. But guys, oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It just makes, no matter what we do, some always need a part two. You know, I think that because that one took so many different routes.
Yeah, we went everywhere.
Okay, didn't we though? Didn't we though? But all turning back to the point of, we sorry, Julius, toxicity. And actually, I think all those avenues kind of took us to where we can kind of notice toxicity, all except for the part about me.
Nobody really knows what's in the mirror.
He's listening. Look, I said, watch.
farted? Who farted?
Okay, but I will promise y'all that I will try to look into. So,
Whoever smelt it dealt it.
how about that? I will try to look into it, even though I'm gonna need more input on it. Like I would need like examples, like catch me in a moment when I'm doing it, so I can be like, oh, because I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So
Van Dyke.
catch me in my old
Okay, you heard that.
moments.
You heard that.
Now listen,
I'm
right,
all
listen,
around
right,
on
listen,
it.
We
listen,
done
I
already
got it.
been there.
that don't work.
Back there.
That
Me
don't
and
work.
her, this is
But see, that's a woman, right? I got you.
okay.
Because when a woman do it, you can take it defensive or offensive. With like, no, you just taking it out. No, I got you.
Okay.
So next time I see you, like, yeah.
Could catch
I
me
got
in my
you.
moment.
I got you.
But you never know. When you catch me in my moment, I may
See
be
how she's
able.
already doing damage
Already
control.
doing
Already doing damage control.
I love it.
Already doing damage control.
Started right. What had happened was.
What
It started
happened?
right.
Because it
What happened was.
probably wasn't even like that.
Unless it's in the
Right,
existence
but no,
of.
I swear that's where I'm headed at. So that's what I. She not coming
See,
back.
we know.
She not coming back.
See,
So
you are at a
but
panel
this
of
is
people
what
that
I'm
love
saying.
and know
I know,
you.
but what I'm saying is when you do make me realize it in the moment, if that gives me an opportunity
When
to
you know better,
explain
you do
myself in
better.
that moment, so you may see it different too.
But see, no. We
That's
listen,
what I'm
But
saying.
see, listen, the thing about it. We know you and understand you and love you. What we're telling you is that other people that don't know you and don't understand you will take that moment out of context. So what you need to realize is how to tone down when you
But
get
why
like
gotta
that.
be me?
I know that's right.
So
Why
because
it
you
gotta
know
be
because the world is not going to adapt to you. You live in the world. You have to adapt to the world.
make your own
you can-
circle.
So you
Madonna.
saying I live in my own little
Make your
Yes.
own
But
circle.
But he
In some
did
sense.
also say sometimes it might be their own insecurity.
It
Make
is.
your own
It
circle.
said that
is. It is
too.
sometimes. It is sometimes.
So
right?
that's what I'm saying. So I have to dim down.
So this is the part
Not,
two
I
right
not,
here.
not
This
dim
is the
don't
part
down,
think you
two.
but
have
you
to
just
dim
need to be
down.
more observant of yourself and the environment that you're in and the people that you're dealing
Open
with.
up your matrix a little more. Like you have a blinder on as to, like Mark said, you think people think like you think. Not everybody thinks like you. Your delivery might have to be different. Nobody's saying nobody's saying dim yourself or not be who you are.
But your delivery.
But your
But
lens,
don't be who you are.
Be who you are, but
Don't
through
change.
through a
Don't
lens
change.
that other people can understand. Be who you
be
are,
more
but through a
relatable
lens
to
that
be more
somebody-
relatable to
Don't
people.
go changing. Try to please. You never have to work that hard.
Right.
Ooh.
Or you
now bump
don't
it
You
down.
may
teacher.
have to explain yourself sometimes. You may have to say, you know what, that probably didn't come out the way that I thought it did, but let me explain. Or let me just clear up and let you know it no ill feelings. I'm not trying to be bitchy, whatever. Sometimes you might have to put a disclaimer on your
If
shit.
you care.
Ooh.
If you
Right,
care.
right,
If you
right.
care. If you
She
care
dropped it
enough
and walked
to-
away.
That's it.
Donnie dropped it and just left it right there in aisle 2.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
That ain't good. You know what? But 9 times out of 10, like for me, like being me, I'm gonna care because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
I get
you
it.
know,
I get it.
I don't really want to
Especially
be
if
hurt
you didn't
nobody's
mean
feelings.
to.
Yeah, that's my thing. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. But then the kids like, hey, you extra. But the kids been telling me I'm extra since they've been little. So my extra just advances every time they
You're
think
the
they
mama,
know
so
something.
they're never. You're
Yeah,
never
that's
gonna,
what I'm.
Listen,
That's my
Don't
thing.
think about the kids. The
Okay.
kids is always gonna give you that because you mama. Okay, so
that's what I'm saying.
Exclude them and their perspective of you
Okay.
on that. We're your friends, your peers, your equals, right? Not your children, the ones that you're raising.
Okay.
They're gonna have that observation of you being extra. You're supposed to be extra.
To them.
You're supposed to kick in a fucking bedroom and look in. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, I know they're not kids no more.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I got you.
But yeah,
I
you're
got
supposed
you.
to be in
yeah.
that business and be
Yeah.
I'm still traumatized over that, so you know.
You know what?
I do that to
You
my
might want
son.
her to
I
kick
just
in
walk
your
in his
bedroom.
room and look
No,
at him.
I
did too.
Yeah, I look at him.
That was an
too.
embarrassing
And then I walk
situation.
out.
I had
The
a
death
quite
stare.
a
Then shut the door.
lot of magazines.
Psycho.
So you're saying when you were younger, you did something you weren't supposed to be doing, got caught. Then when you got caught, the door was kicked in.
Yeah, well, 3 minutes, 2 seconds into it, we ain't gonna get into it. we about to
That's
do
probably
our
the
closing
best 3
statement.
minutes
Yeah, I
and
was
2
finna say
seconds
we
of your
finna
life.
close it out. We gonna let Al close it out.
Lord.
He opened it up. You gonna close it out. I'm looking forward to how you gonna close this up. Close this out. Say,
You
"Ah."
know what? Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Special
I think
thank you to
today.
Julius.
Oh,
Definitely
Julius,
Julius. He
every
made the
time.
show.
Oh,
Every
our
time.
fourth co-host,
Right.
guest
He's a-
host,
he's a
Mr.
the
Julius.
digital co-host.
And I love, he always calls in on the show, so you guys will get to that. You'll really, really, really get to know Julius.
You got a video
He
chat of me
always
in
calls
one day.
in. We do. We really, really
let's
do.
not forget
Got-
Tia.
got
Tia,
minutes
Tia,
always.
Tia.
Oh, and Tia did her thing.
Shout
Thank
out
you,
to
Tia.
the Black
That-
American Business Group. Yeah, Black American Business Guide. Why do I always say group? But
Right,
yeah,
look, because the
she
G
was-
on there.
Huh? Yeah, BBG.
Oh yeah, no, we talked. We came. She
BBG.
came over to the table. We talked. We kicked it. We had a good conversation.
Yeah,
yesterday.
that's my homie. That's my homie.
Have good people. Really, really good people. Again, Mark, congratulations on yesterday's event. You did that, baby. You did that. That was awesome.
Hey man, listen. We got a man. Next month, the exhibit goes up in the Detroit Historic Museum.
We gotta go. And we can all just jump in the
gotta
van.
show
and
up.
go.
Seven Mile
That'll
Radio.
really be.
You gonna be
Listen,
dressed like
can
that
y'all
picture up there?
please? Can y'all
Oh, wait, hold on,
You
hold
gonna
on.
be shy.
You said it
Sugar
gotta be
shy?
for a reason. You gotta be.
You got to come.
You
sugar
gotta give
shy.
us that. Can we get that?
You got to come.
Can we get
casket
that,
shy.
Mark?
Like you
Come on,
came
I mean,
to-
come on, baby.
We needed
this
to say
history.
Detroit sharp.
This history.
Detroit sharp.
That part. This history.
I wanted to do a photo shoot with everybody in the merch, man, for the website.
Oh,
for
we could do that, but we asking about when you do this.
When you go to the
we
reveal.
got.
Yeah.
We have a. I'll have a time for that.
Okay.
I have a time for that. We're gonna prepare for that. But yeah, for the museum, I want everybody to have the merch on, and we take some pictures for the website for the exhibit, and yeah, that's what I want for that.
Next
for
month.
the website. On October, actually the 9th is when it goes up, but we can go there and do the photo shoot whenever, because we actually have a big event that we all need to be at on October the 9th. It's the same day that the exhibit goes up, but we have another big event tell y'all about off air that we all need to be at in uniform with the tent, and yeah. So I'll talk to y'all about that off air.
Okay. Look at you.
There's a lot of stuff
Look
going on.
at you.
I mean, on the 30th.
Look, sounding like Plies.
How about
Look
this?
at you.
Even on the 30th, right? Okay, I could say this one, but on October 9th, I'll talk to y'all about that off air. But on September the 30th, at the Garden Theater, Taste of Black Spirits, which is a pop up for all black liquor brands. They want us to come out there and interview the brand and the owners of the liquor companies, and bring your tent out and do some interviews with them. So
Where they located
at the Garden Theater, that's
They
where they have
giving
the
out
event.
free samples.
Of course, yes. For us, yeah.
We gonna have 7 Mile Radio
Look,
t-shirts
Toy.
on, like
I
That's
drive.
what I'm
Okay. I
hoodies,
drive.
7 Mile Radio hoodies.
This some good stuff, y'all.
Right.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
Candy
just
is
for-
dandy, but liquor is quicker. Get this cognac, y'all. Look, she butt booty hole naked in the bathroom.
And if the hoodies come up missing,
So I mean, this is the last day. We was actually invited out to Black Film Festival, the African Film Festival at Charles H. Wright, which was the 22nd to the 25th. Today's the last day, and obviously because we were so busy with the Podathon, we couldn't make it to that. But yeah, so it's a lot of stuff that we need to get in line with and focus on, like, because we can do a lot of live broadcasts in the future. We got a lot of stuff.
and I'm definitely gonna need like dates. I got a woman powered event coming up on the 22nd. So in between of doing this, I
So that
gotta
October
be, you know,
22nd?
yeah.
Sweet.
I ain't got nothing planned. I ain't got no life.
Well, go get
good.
you a t-shirt, man. We about to give you a life. We out here now, man. We about to take over the world.
though.
Thank you, baby. Appreciate you, King. Again, congratulations. You did your thing yesterday. You really did. That little gloat you had a whole glow on you yesterday. Grinning from
that's called
ear
exhaustion.
to ear. Ah! How about that?
That's what
How
it
about
was.
that? That's what it was.
That's what it was.
You wear it well, boo. You
I-
wear it well.
I
How
hope
about
so.
that? You
Shit.
wear it well. Mr. Al Von Handley.
What up, though?
Every time, King. Every time it is a pleasure. Miss LaToya, thank you, baby. Look, all
ma'am.
natural with it now. Look, she sat in, and not in this chair, but over there, but with your same attitude. I don't know. I'm a bit scum now.
Right.
People gonna be looking at us. You know what, LaToya? We gonna let that flow. And baby, you did a great job.
Way to go, Donnie.
What I tell you, mama. Like I said, the conversation we had outside. My headset's on. That's it. You don't even be thinking that these are here. You know,
No,
it is good.
I enjoyed
And
it.
for the Miss Tia, thank you, Queen. I appreciate your input. I know we kindred spirits on this. And Mr. Julius, thank you so much. To everyone else who tuned in, we appreciate you guys every time. Thank you so much for making it happen, viewing in with us, and being our supporters. Thank you guys again. We will see you next Sunday on the Makin Em Think podcast, where we think outside the block. We'll see you next Sunday.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7